Guys, it's the kid, 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 it's the kid. We are back in here, back in here, back in the game, trying to say what's up, relax, chill, chill, chill. We are always on time, always on time, always on time. And this beautiful thing that we call the football hangouts, man. The football hangout, man. This is the Saturday hangout where we give you that quality, man. We give you that quality loveliness, man, and try and give you that football content crack, man. So on today's show, what do we have? We're going to talk about Bielsa and just about management in total, about Bielsa and what he's doing with the lead side. And we're going to also transition that with Man City. And are we seeing the first signs of this Man City team struggling under Pep? Are we seeing those first signs? Then we're now going to talk about Coutinho's impact on Barcelona, and is this a Coutinho that is reborn under Ronald Koeman? Then we're going to now give a little bit of a Cavani. Talk about, rather than just the Cavani to Man United deal, let's talk about Cavani. Has Cavani been disrespected? Do people need to put a bit more respect onto Cavani's name? I'm also going to talk about Hudson-Odoi. Should he push further for a move to Bayern, or do you think that he's far better at Chelsea? But even more so, I want to see how you guys rate Hudson-Odoi. Is he overhyped? Is he not going to? It's what? How good is his potential? What is he going to end up becoming? How good is he going to be? So, without further ado, man, let's. And remember, guys, subscribe, hit that sub button, subscribe, and like the video, subscribe. If you're not yet subscribe. This is the football crack. This is the best football place that you've ever seen in your life. So hit the like button and subscribe. So for our first order of business, we're going to talk Bielsa. Bielsa is doing great things with the Leeds, and for me, what he's doing with Leeds and how he is playing the kind of football that he is putting forth for Leeds shows me that he is a amazing manager, because I've never heard of any of this. The only dude that I've heard of in that team is Rodrigo. Apart from Rodrigo, we're looking at bricklayers, carpenters, painters, and fishermen. These are roadmen. And I'm seeing one-touch football, give and go. It's on the ground, short, quick, intricate passes. The football that he is playing with a bunch of no-names for Leeds is far better than any football that England have played in the last 20 years. And England supposedly have had Gerrard, Lampard, and so forth. So my thing is this, is that how much credit should we give to Bielsa and what he's doing with this Leeds side? Or is it just a case of, well, it's too early in the season, we shouldn't really give much credit to them and everything? So how much praise should we give your boy Bielsa? Jamal, hit us off.
Yeah, we should give him a lot of respect. Lot of respect. But before I say that, happy birthday, bro. I think it's tomorrow.
Yeah. No, yes, tomorrow. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I turn 14 tomorrow. Man. I'm still a teenager.
Yeah, so we should give him a lot of respect, because I watched the championship last season and he played the same way. Same 1-2s, pressing. So we should give him respect. And the next reason why we should also give him respect is because, guys, as you said, these guys are from the road. Take out Rodrigo out of that team, they're from the road. I swear, one of their players is named Cock. I'm not joking, that is his name. And the next one of those players, I swear, he was fixing my toilet last week. And now he's playing football. These guys are from the road. So, yeah, you should give him respect, man. And not only for this Leeds, but for overall, as one of the best managers in the world. Not top 10 or anything, but I think Bielsa should be around top 20 best managers in the world.
Because what I heard, again, maybe someone can fact check. I think Pep even said that he learns a lot about coaching philosophies from him. So Bielsa is actually one of his idols, because I think they had like a conversation deep one time and everything. And I said, so he's learned a lot from Bielsa. So
yeah, man. So you should give him respect. And before I go, did somebody said back to back? I think I had back to back.
Back to back EPL titles.
Yes, Liverpool back to back.
Jamal, it's too early. Jamal, don't Don't do that. Don't do that because we will get to Man City. We'll get to Man City, but don't do that because you could look really bad if City now go on like a 10-15 game run and then Chelsea get that as when we meet you again. So don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Um, what's it called? Let's go to Armchair Critic. Armchair Critic. How much credit should we give Bielsa for what he's doing with a bunch of roadmen from Leeds?
I think we should give him a lot of credit to play that kind of football without spending $1 billion. It's extremely praiseworthy, and he took Liverpool head on. He probably should have beaten City had Edison not saved those chances. And if they continue playing like that, I wouldn't be surprised if they finish in the top 10, which would be a massive achievement given where they've come from. So he deserves massive props.
So let me throw in another question. Do you feel that England, because he's managing now in the English league, do you think it may be wise for England to hire someone like Bielsa? Because if Bielsa can do this with Leeds, what could he do with an England national team? So do you think that he would actually be better? Do you think that it may be wise to hire him to coach England and make England play like this?
It would certainly be interesting. We don't know how they will respond to these kind of tactics, but given what we've known, given they've always practiced the English style and it hasn't really yielded them any results in the recent decades, it would be great to try something new.
What's it called? Let's roll with raw football. Raw football. How much credit should we give to Bielsa for what he's doing with Leeds? And do you think that England should maybe hire Bielsa to be their manager and they could be more successful?
Hey, what's up, man? So, yeah, I think we should give Bielsa a lot of credit because this isn't the first time we've seen him do something like this. He, in my opinion, he was the beginning of Chile's era. If you remember, he coached Chile back in 2007 through 2011, and he took Chile to the World Cup, and they were the only team that scored on Spain, I believe. And then he did really well for Athletic Bilbao. He even took him to the Europa League final. I mean, there were some clubs that he wasn't that successful in, but you know, when he finds his group of players, he can do what he's doing right now. Do I think he should coach England? I feel like Jordan Henderson is a perfect representation of what England football is, and I don't think that I don't think that the fans will appreciate or have much respect towards Bielsa. So I just don't think he fits well for England. That's
interesting. So we're now getting into very interesting territory now. So you don't believe and feel that look how Leeds are playing, look how Chile played, and you're right. Yes, Sampoli and now the dude won the Copa America for Chile, but it was built upon the foundation that Bielsa started at that 2010 World Cup. He built that framework that they just then took over. So you're saying that English people and English people at large just wouldn't appreciate the kind of football that Bielsa would bring in, that they would rather play the whole passion, give an effort, passion, and with it what Southgate breeds.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had this kind of view towards the Premier League where it's kind of to me it's very similar to MLS, and people could say what they want about MLS, but there's not much technique. I mean, like it's just a whole bunch of it's more physical more than technical. So like for me, I'm from Peru, South America, and we say like in South America you're more technical, and then in Europe we'll say like Italy you're more tactical, but for England specifically it's more physical, and that's where I think I don't think Bielsa's game will be appreciated because it's not as physical as fans would like it to be.
That's very interesting. That is very interesting indeed. LB. So same thing again. So how much credit should we give to Bielsa? How highly should Bielsa be rated? Because obviously I think it was only Marseille where it didn't go too well, but Athletic Bilbao, Chile, and now looking at what we did with the Leeds, how highly should we rate Bielsa? And do you think England should hire Bielsa?
Yeah, I'm basically going to echo what everyone else has said and say that we should give him a ton of credit for him to take Leeds to. I think they're currently at 4th or 5th spot in the ladder with ultimately a group of no-name players. Is an enormous achievement. Yes, it's still early on in the season. There's still a long way to go, but no, I think even if he can finish, maybe top 8, top 10, it'd be an enormous achievement for him and for the football club. In terms of England and how he'll go managing the national side, yeah, that's an interesting one. What Bro Football said as well, the respect factor, and because he doesn't obviously have that sort of title or that position as, let's just say, Southgate has. Whereas you can tell that Southgate, everyone sort of respects him, and they a former England player as well. That's a tough one. I think Southgate has done a pretty good job with England, so I think he should continue coaching them.
Okay, Mr. Ahmad, Bielsa. How highly should we rate Bielsa? Should Bielsa take over the So do you think that Bielsa should take over England and help them to improve their quality of football?
I mean, we already knew that this guy is like he's a top manager in the world. Like Pep has even said that. So like, bro, like this guy went from Atletico Bilbao, a top 5 team in Spain's first division, to a championship team in England, and then brought them to the first division. Like, we have to give him a lot of credit. And first of all, they're not even gonna hire him, regardless of whether they should. England are gonna just hire British coaches, and whether he should.
But they hired Ericsson. They hired Ericsson.
Yeah, but that's a different situation.
And also Fabio Capello.
Yeah, that's a rare situation. I don't know how many coaches did they hire a foreigner. And secondly, like, bro, I feel like Bielsa is most effective when it's like 3 center backs and a box-to-box midfielder as well. And I don't think you can find 3 quality center backs in England's team. 3 quality center backs that can win you a World Cup. I don't think you can find that.
But are you telling me that the centre backs that Leeds have are better than the centre backs in the whole of England?
No, they're not. But playing like for a whole league and playing for like national team is kind of different because you have more knockout games. And England, if they're gonna play, Portugal can break through England with their attack. France can break through England. You can't find 3 quality. You need at least 3 quality center backs if you're gonna succeed with Bielsa's style of play.
Okay. Mr. Damian Perez, Bielsa man, how do you rate this dude? Should he take over England to try and restructure England, make them a bit more fun to watch?
I rate him a lot. I think what he's done at Leeds is amazing, and I think like before they got promoted, he could have left the season before, and yeah, it's just massive for Leeds to have him as their coach, and for him to manage England. It'll be interesting to see if England would have him. But I don't know. It depends.
Based on what you've seen from England and how they play, do you think that they will benefit from having someone like Bielsa, or do you think they're in the right direction with Gareth Southgate, who led them to World Cup semis? What do you think should do? Stick with Southgate, or you think, look at what Bielsa's doing with the Leeds? Maybe they could benefit playing this kind of football in the England national team.
Yeah, I think it'll be a big upgrade if they switch to Bielsa to Gareth Southgate, and they'll probably benefit with his football. And yeah, I think they'll do much better and probably be more of a threat to win trophies again.
Okay, all right. Cassius, same thing. Bielsa, man, how should we rate him? How should we view him in terms of the pantheon of the greatest managers in the game and how influential they've been? Should he be the England boss?
So I think Bielsa is really influential because you can just see with the performance today. It shows. I mean, in the first, I would say 20, 25 minutes, I mean, City were dominating the game. And then once you saw, they kind of got through the tide, and then in the second half, they were the dominant team in that half. And it was just like a switch like that. So it was obviously Bielsa, something he said or something he changed. So yeah, what Bielsa is doing has a lot of merit, and it shows the importance of a good coach because, like you said, like everyone's been saying, these aren't like world class players. There's Rodrigo, maybe their best player, or highest quality player, was on the bench. I mean, he scored, but these aren't the best players in the world, and he's able to put in great performances. Um, for England, the English players would need to buy into his ideas, and I think that would be more difficult with a national team in comparison. And I know he coached Chile, but Chile and Argentina are certainly more similar than Argentina and England. So
So you're saying that they're more technical, so it was easier
no,
for them to.
no, not necessarily technically, but in terms of like ideologically,
Okay.
because I think the English players, I mean, even at Leeds, I'm sure they see him as a foreigner, and uh, I think with the national team, it's more difficult to get people to buy in when they see like a foreigner in that sense.
But because they had Ericsson, and Ericsson still managed to say what's up to them, or maybe you're feeling that because the Ericsson thing failed, England will just stick to English guys. But basically, if let's say you were advising England, do you think that they are better served sticking with Southgate and English managers, or do you think that they should take this dip and go for someone like a Bielsa?
I think they should definitely change, at least try and change. It could fail, it could work, but at least try and dip your toes in the water. But I don't think it will happen because I'm just saying, I know obviously they had Ericsson, they had Capello, and they're foreigners, but I've seen the way they portray the manager. It's a little bit different. If Ericsson doesn't play someone in their position, he's what is he doing? If an English coach, no, that's just how it is. So I think it would be more difficult for Bielsa to do what he's doing with Leeds, where you can sign players. You can't sign players with the national team. So yeah, I think it would be more difficult, but it would be better for England to at least try and uh, get more different ideas in their national team.
All right. Stodge. I'm sure you have strong views towards this. First of all, Bielsa. How do you rate your boy Bielsa? Do you think that England would benefit having him as manager, bringing in his ideas?
Bielsa is, I kind of see him as he's a good manager, but he's a bit of a hipster. I feel there's a lot of hipsters in here calling him a very great manager. It took this guy how many seasons to get at the championship? 2? The greatest manager you guys are describing? What did Chris Wilder do last season? I will bet my house.
What's this guy talking about?
I'll bet it took him 2 seasons to get at the championship. This best manager in the world. I'll bet my house that he will not finish higher than Chris Wilder did last season. Okay, he plays the ball on the ground, whatever. At Marseille, it didn't work for him. At Chile, he got sacked, and then the next manager did a much better job. So I'm just looking at this guy, and he seems to me, as great of a manager as he is, as great as philosophy as he has, he's not done enough. And the other guy that was saying Henderson is the weak link, at the end of the day, Klopp has managed to win every... He won the Champions League and the Premier League with Henderson. So if Bielsa's so great, he should be able to do it.
Wait, Sarge, real quick. So you're saying that the football that Leeds play isn't great football based on the personnel that he has?
It's not about football, though. To win a World Cup, it's about tactics. And as great as the football he plays is, I don't think tactically he's not the best manager I've seen. He's not better than Nuno, who also came from the Championship and 2 seasons running finished in the top 10. He's not better than Chris Wilder, who plays with inverted centre-backs, a type of tactic we've not seen before. Just because you pass the ball on the floor does not make you the best tactician. At the end of the day, if I ask you a question, who's a better tactician, Mourinho or Pep? What's your answer?
No. I'm not talking, just Very
Well,
simply,
football
based
doesn't win you games. It's the tactics.
just based on how he's getting a bunch of nobodies to play. Are you saying that isn't impressive?
It's impressive, but it doesn't. It's not the type of praise you guys are giving him. It's good. Chris Wilder has done it. Nuno has done it. Other managers have done it. But I don't know. It's similar to this. Would be like me coming on here today and saying because of the first few games, Calvert-Lewin is the best striker in the world. That would be a ridiculous statement. That's the same as people saying James Rodriguez is amazing. It's the same as the hype that Pukki was getting last year. People are saying Pukki is a revelation. He's going to be one of the top scorers. What happened?
He's done it before, though. That's the difference. Like I don't like he's done it.
Where has he done it? Well, who has he done it with?
He's done
what
it with
happened at
Chile,
Marseille?
and he's never gotten sacked. I don't
Okay,
know.
okay. I think.
And he did
which
it
one are you?
Bilbao.
Okay, real football. I'm gonna tell you what England should do. England should hire the manager that actually won the trophies with Chile, and not the one that failed. That would be a good idea.
Also, they should hire Sampaoli.
The one that won the trophies, not the one that failed. Yeah, whatever his name is. I mean, why would we hire the failure?
The guy that's failed for Argentina in 2018. That's true. So they should hire that dude then. Because he won the trophy.
At least he won the international trophies. Yeah, if we want to win an international trophy, let's go for that one.
You're saying they should hire Sampaoli instead of Bielsa because Sampaoli won the trophy. They should hire him instead.
Yeah, because he did a better job.
Okay.
And you cannot disagree with that. So, I mean, don't talk. This is a hipster's football manager. For me, he's done nothing. He's a few good games, doesn't make him good.
So basically, England shouldn't. Now they should stick with Southgate.
I mean, he's better than any manager's better than Southgate, but this is any manager's better than Southgate. It's not. Look, man, I'd hire any manager over Southgate, but this Bielsa guy, similar to James, too much hype.
Okay, all right, thank you. Yasser Said, how highly do you rate your boy Bielsa, and do you feel that England would benefit having him as manager?
You know, Stutch made some points that I feel like I'm just gonna build off of what he just said because I feel like I think he had a point, but then the way he put it was completely like wrong. I feel like there's things where sometimes there's managers or players that are unfortunate at times where like their success is really not. It's really hard to see what their success is. But then you notice their success later on in their years, where like pretty much like this guy, because I think Bielsa is one of the most influential figures in world football and probably in the history of football. To be honest, like the way
relax history of football, the heck?
Yeah, like Bielsa is up there as like an influential figure in football, and it's just the way that modern day managers talk about him, how they learn from him. Like the thing is, I have so much respect for Bielsa, and just because he doesn't win titles with teams and stuff like that, I feel like titles are sometimes is overrated. It's all about, for me, I have so much respect for how he built foundations. Yes, he didn't win titles for Argentina or Chile, but he built those foundations, and then another magic comes and they build on that foundation and they found success, and everyone gives credit to Bielsa. And then think about it this way: this is Leeds. Bielsa made Leeds United relevant. When has Leeds United ever? When's the last time Leeds United has been relevant? A massive cut like Leeds United. Our people are actually talking about it because of Bielsa. They were in purgatory prior to Bielsa coming. These guys in the last couple of games, they only I think they only lost one game and they tied one game, and that was with two clubs that finished first and finished second. And at this point, there's points where they outplayed like these bunch of like school teachers and police officers and firemen. They have second jobs. They had second jobs. They went to toe with what you call it with Liverpool, and they should have beat Manchester City. So Bielsa is, for me, he's a phenomenal manager. He's a phenomenal figure. Should England hire Bielsa?
Should England hire him?
That, for me, I feel like the only answer is yes. The only logical answer is yes. But the problem with England is they have politics involved with football, and when you have politics involved with football, England would never hire Bielsa because they want an Englishman. They want an English person. They want this British, British this, British that, Henderson. You know what I mean? Like it's so that in a way they have respect for.
So, in your view, should they hire Bielsa or should they still keep with Southgate and stick with English managers? If you were making the decision right now, would England be better off hiring a Bielsa, or you think it would be too risky? They should stick with Southgate.
England would never win a World Cup, but they should 100% hire Bielsa if they want to win a World Cup. That's simple as that. But they would never hire him, so what's the point even talking about it?
Okay. So let me just hit some of these super chats that I have here. So always from my lovely man, Just Beston or Lost Leston. He says James is turning the Premier League into MLS false image league. Just Beston, you're an idiot. It's still early days, and we're going to get to Everton because I definitely want to talk about I want to talk about what Ancelotti is doing there. But before we do that,
Carlos.
Wait. Before we do that, I want us to touch very briefly on what's happening with Man City. So it's early days. It's very early days, and for me, which is why I want to confess to Jamal, I already said that Liverpool are going to defend their title before the season started, and that's not because of City not dropping points in the last two games. So in these two games, are you perhaps seeing Pep's tactics and his communication with the team stagnating? Are you seeing perhaps this is the beginning of a disconnect between him and the players? Or do you feel like it's too early to see? Because for me, Sterling scored a good quality goal. But you could see as the game wore on, boom. And for City, it just seems as if as the match goes further and further and further, they lose concentration, they lose control of the game, and they're not really managing the game as well. They're not really getting themselves fully in control of the game as well as they should. Because same thing, they scored early against Leicester City, they then wore off. Scored early here, it then wore off. Are we seeing perhaps this might be the beginning of the end with Pep's relationship with some City players, or football changes in the next few weeks, international break, after international break, they're going to come back and they'll just get back to winning games? Jamal, how do you view this?
Yeah, for me, I think it's the beginning of the end for three reasons. I will tell you my 3 reasons. First reasons is I know everybody can say, "Oh, passion merchant," but City do not have any leaders. I think the only leader they really have is Fernandinho, and that is it. After that, there's no leaders in that team. Second reason, I think it's just how intense Pep is. Because guys, I think he was only at Barcelona for about what 5 years. He was only at Bayern for 3, and I think this is his 5th or 4th year with City. Right now, he is too intense, and right now it's hard for the players to keep matching that intensity every year. Because I'll take you back. FA Cup final 2 years ago, Manchester City won 6-0. Sterling scored a hat trick, and after the game, Pep was still arguing and quarreling with Sterling because he's missed that easy one-on-one. So he's very intense. So I think it's just burnout for Manchester City players. And the third reason is, guys, the defense is trash. I know they buy Diaz today, but Mendy, you're not winning anything with Mendy at left back. He's not good. And Walker, he's an amazing athlete. But Walker do not have a brain. He do not have a football brain. And that's the reason why I think Manchester City is going through this period right now.
So do you see international break? Do you see them getting back and correcting this thing, or do you think this could be a problematic season? Do you think this could be a definitively problematic season for Pep and Man City this season, or you think they'll just correct it and do battle with you guys for the remainder of the season?
Yeah, I mean, they will finish second. The reason why they will finish second is because behind them, everybody are just that bad. Chelsea are very bad, Manchester United are very bad, and Spurs are very bad. So they will easily come second. But I think they will be about 5 to 10 points behind Liverpool this season. So they will just, and for the CL, I don't think they're gonna do anything in the CL this year too. So I feel this is the beginning and the end for Pep.
All right. Shout out to The Verge. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Verge. Lep, I destroyed football. 0 CL finals in 10 years. That is not good. That is not good. Well, no, I think it's 9 years because they were in the final in 2011. The final in the 2011, but still, last time you were in the final was 2011. Not good, but you should have never have said that quote. So, Mr. Darren, do you see this being a decline of Man City? Do you see Pep losing his influence and control of Man City? Darren.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Can hear you. Go for it. Can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
So, yeah, a decline. Probably for me, I felt like the decline happened the moment Company left. I feel like the club, City, whether it's the owners or it's Pep deciding their transfers, they didn't really replace Company. They thought they could sort of carry on and just think, oh yeah, we got like an abundance of players, but like the last person said, they lack leaders. They've let David Silva go.
Yep.
Company's gone. Like a lot of top senior players, and when those type of players go, it affects the team like greatly. You let Silva.
So why do you think he allowed them to go? Do you think that he just felt that as long as we are skilled, we don't need these kinds of leaders? We will just outplay people?
Yeah, maybe he underestimated it or whatever. I feel like maybe he underestimated like senior players. Like for me, how sort of Pep sort of, let's say, let go of someone like Yaya Toure and just dismissed him. Like, I don't think you should do that type of thing. You got to rate these type of guys who actually brought City up in the first place. Now, let's not forget, he was ready to even try and sideline Aguero, as if Aguero wasn't one of the main guys. That's another reason why City are struggling. Aguero's injured. Now, like De Bruyne, yeah, De Bruyne is good and he's one of the best players in the world, but it's not been him by himself. He's literally been around top players. Now all their sort of aging top guys, Silva's left, Aguero's aging, Fernandinho is not the same guy he was 2-3 years ago. They're all going. And now, shown by the results, the only guys they can rely on really is De Bruyne and Sterling. Their defense has been dog shit since Company's left. They don't have a leader at the back. They don't have a senior centre back that can like hold the fort. Laporte, he's like good, but injury prone, and he's not confident with Mendy on one side, and then we got Otamendi and or Garcia or some young centre backs.
Mendy's trash.
Exactly, trash. So what can you do? You can't expect without a spine. You can't expect to win the league, and now obviously Liverpool are taking over. So yeah, it looks like a decline for City. They've been throwing money. They've spent nearly 400 million on defenders over the past couple of years, and they still haven't sorted it out. Then if you spend money and you can't sort it out, then that's got to be a decline. And you got the like Pep. Who else are you going to get better after Pep? City are done. Not many players will want to come to City if Pep goes. So for me, if not Pep, then City, they're going to struggle quite a bit after this, for me personally.
Okay. Raw football. How are you viewing this whole Pep Man City thing? Do you think that maybe being a bit too reactionary that they will course correct this thing in the next few weeks, or is this cause for concern?
Yeah, so I think this is if you take a look at Pep's career in his past clubs, this is his longest time that he's been that he's remained at a club. So I do think that his tactics are getting a bit stale for the players, and I don't see him competing in the Premier League, and I definitely don't see him winning the Champions League. So I think taking account of all the money that he spent, this is definitely going to be, if I was to put money on it, this would be his last season at Manchester City. So yeah, I think his time is limited in City.
All right, okay. Armchair critic. How are you viewing this whole Pep Man City thing, man? I mean, are we being too reactionary? I mean, because he has proven himself to be a quality manager in the past. So do you feel that now his quality will come through and see through in the next few weeks, or do you think that everyone is right and says that we might be seeing the beginning of the serious decline this year?
I think his time at Manchester City is up, and as one of the members in the Hangout said that they did not replace Company, and I think Fernandinho they got defensively exposed. And the worst part is that they invested 1 billion into this project, and the amount that Pep demanded out of his players, mentally and physically, and without it being rewarded in a Champions League, losing to Liverpool, who were 25 points behind them, losing to Spurs by benching Kevin De Bruyne in the first leg, then losing to Lyon by setting your team in a really brain dead fashion, costing your team the tie when you could have easily won the Champions League. So I think there's a huge disconnect between the players and Pep. I think it's just an assumption on my part, but I don't think they have faith in him in terms of winning the Champions League, and they've already won the Premier League twice.
So why do you feel that the players have lost faith in him? Like, what gives you that thing of like the players have given up on a guy who they've been with for 3-4 years now?
See, I think they know that Pep has taken them as far as he could. They won 2 Premier League titles in historic fashion. They beat Liverpool, but the title that they wanted and the title that the owners wanted, the Champions League, he lost to Monaco, he lost to Spurs, he lost to Liverpool, who are 25 or so points behind them. And then the final nail in the coffin was Lyon. And you could see how dejected the players were. You saw Kevin De Bruyne's interview after the match. He literally said, different years, same result. And I don't think they're motivated enough to go all out for the Premier League title because they've already won it, and they know that this guy is not going to lead them towards the Champions League title. So, as one of the other guys said, they've just burned out. I think they need to move on. His time there is over.
All right. So LB, do you feel that maybe Man City don't have the same desire to win this Premier League title? Because we know that Liverpool are desperate to defend the title and equal the record with United. So do you feel that City's, because as what Armchair Critic is alluding to, that City's main desire is the Champions League, not necessarily the Premier League, and that is why we're not seeing the same kind of hunger that we've seen in the last 2 games?
Yeah, I'm not going to say that, City are out of the EPL title race because they're so far down the ladder. It's still early on in the season. However, there's no doubt that, I reckon things have drastically changed since the end of last season with getting knocked out of the Champions League, the manner in which they got knocked out. And, season in, season out, we keep hearing that people are saying that Man City are going to win the Champions League. They're going to, it's going to be an outright victory for them. Pep's going to bring home the title, but then they get knocked out of the semis, not even the quarters. They don't even make the finals. And when has Pep ever reached a final with Man City? When has he ever reached a final with any side? Did he reach a final? No, I don't think he reached a final with Bayern Munich.
No, he did. No.
He didn't. No, that's right. So I think that on top of the way in which they were knocked out at the end of last season has just added to the players and how you just look at their body language these days. Obviously losing David Silva as well, a quality player, one of the players who brought a ton of experience and leadership. So I think they've got some real issues, but I think only time will tell in terms of whether they want to put all their eggs in the Champions League basket. So yeah, I think they will try to prioritize the Champions League, but I have a feeling that they're going to get knocked out of the semis or quarters once again.
All right. Damon Perez, man. Pep, Man City, is this marriage and relationship, is it over?
As I saw this happening after losing to Lyon in the Champions League.
Same.
And yeah, at times it looks like City is like the old City, but at other times it just looks like they're just dejected and like they like need something new in the team, and like there's no leaders there. It's like nothing new. It's just same old.
So, but don't you have faith in Pep's quality? Because we've seen what he's done before. Do you think that we should have some faith that, bro, 100 points one season, 98 points another season, I can come back and actually try and do something again? Or you feel that now you've seen enough to say that, especially after that Leon game, this team is done? Or, well, these players are done with Pep.
I I think it's done. I really think it's just done. I think Pep just needs to go and like go take on a new challenge or just retire. Like it's just it's just over with City. I don't really don't the only thing I could see them winning is probably a Carabao Cup, and that's it.
Don't don't give me that trash, man. No one cares about that trash cup, man. Cassius, man. Soros, man. Thoughts on this, man?
So I would say it's the beginning of the end if they lost to Leon in a quarterfinal. Oh yeah, they did that, and yeah, so it was the beginning of the end when they lost to Leon, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know.
Why?
I
No,
just
why so? Because look, they've lost numerous times in the quarters, but why was the Leon loss in particular more damning than the Tottenham loss, the Liverpool loss, the Monaco loss?
because Monaco, you could say, I mean, it was his first season, and you know, it was 6-6, I think, on aggregate. So you lost on away goals, okay. Liverpool, okay, Liverpool made it to the final that year. Leon, Leon, it's Leon in one game. You're telling me you can't beat Leon? So it was just the biggest. It's just a ridiculous loss. Just if you just compare the players that they have and the money they've spent, you can't be losing to Leon. I mean, he spent on net transfers. He spent 620 million euros net. So that's not even like the total amount is probably closer to a billion in 4 years. And all of his signings have been like young players that are trying to improve under Pep, while Yaya Toure is left. Fernandinho has kind of declined. David Silva left. Company left. Aguero's now pretty much out of the team because he's always injured. So, and they've never really replaced those, the pillars of their team with anyone else. They've only, of all the players they've signed, they've only signed two players over 27 in 4 years. And that's being Mahrez and Walker. So, and also with Man City, I mean, they have Ferran Soriano and Chiki Begiristain as those are like the head honchos at that club. And those are like pretty much Pep's friends. Like those guys aren't going to tell Pep, no, you have to do this. You have to change the way you're doing things, because those are guys of the same
So
philosophy.
basically, you're saying he needs like a director of football who is a superior above him.
Yeah, but I mean, Man City, the way I mean that their whole project is based around Chiki Begiristain and Ferran Soriano. So at City, it's never going to happen. I mean, Liverpool, if I'm not wrong, Klopp wanted to sign Salah, but they said no. We're going to sign. I mean, he wanted to sign Brandt, but they bought him Salah, and look how much of a success that was. So yeah, with City, his contract I believe ends at the end of this season, and I think he might even leave before that, to be honest.
Whoa, damn. Okay, no, that would be funny. Yes, it's Said, man. Pep and City, man. How do you view this thing? Yes, Said. Yes, Said. Yes, Said.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear, man? Can you hear, man? Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the theme that everyone's going on. I saw this. I think the decline started uh a long time ago. I think it started for me. It was for me. I think the beginning of the decline started after when they lost to Tottenham, because I believe that was the season that was their best chance of winning the
True,
Champions League.
true. That was well. They would have faced Liverpool in the final, and that would have been a tough game
But I just feel like I mean you had Ajax at that time, so the Tottenham played Ajax, so you had Ajax,
in the semis.
Liverpool,
Yeah.
Barcelona, and I feel like they were the better team. Um, this team was phenomenal. I was just looking up the stats of the individual players. Raheem Sterling and what you call it, Bernardo Silva. They were just Sergio Aguero. They were just absolutely phenomenal that season, and to the point that they were like ranked really high in terms of the Ballon d'Or. Like I think they were like Bernardo Silva was ranked number 9 out of
No,
everyone in the world.
no. Him and that season, him and Sterling
Yeah,
went crazy. They went crazy that season.
that was a season where they finished 98 points, and it was interesting that at the end of that season, when Liverpool won the Champions League, the momentum went towards Liverpool, where they started with that momentum the following season, and the following season that just ended was one of the worst seasons Pep Guardiola had since he got there. It was absolutely horrendous, where they lost more games than Arsenal. They were absolutely. They were, I mean,
So basically, so are you saying that this is the end for Pep? There is no way that he can
yeah,
turn this guy's back.
I just feel like a lot of it has to do with his own doing, because I feel like with why you not playing, because I feel like he seemed to frozen out Bernardo Silva. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, for what reason I don't understand. But Bernardo Silva was pivotal to that league win when they won 98 points. He was pivotal, but he doesn't play much. The Danilo and Cancelo swap he had with Juventus. Why would you do something like that? Now you don't have any decent what you call it wing backs or left. You don't have decent left back or right back. And the thing is, he didn't replace Company. That year when Company left, they bought Rodri. Rodri is not Company. He's a defensive midfielder. You needed to replace Company. He didn't. So I feel like he just.
So you're basically saying that the players that he allowed to go and the players that he got have contributed to City declining as well as his tactics. So you're saying the players aren't to blame. I think the players haven't underperformed.
I feel like the players did underperform, but I feel like a lot of the players that he puts all his trust in were not the players that everyone thought that he should. Like Leroy Sané, Bernardo Silva. I feel like he underestimated how good Company was for the club. I mean, he replaced David Silva with Phil Foden. Phil Foden is a brilliant player, but we're talking about David Silva here. Like, replace him with a world class player. And Aguero, Aguero. There's no backup for Aguero. I mean, and he's gonna play with. He doesn't even. I don't know where.
So yes or no? Is this Pep's last season for Man City? Yes or no?
It's difficult to say because you don't know what happens at the end of the season. Because I still think that
But if you were to make a call, is this his last season, or he'll still be successful this season and he will carry on? Is this his last season? Yes or no?
I feel like it is, but also I can see City turning doing better this season and finishing in the top 4, and then convincing him to stay. If, for example, if someone like Messi comes, because you never know what's going to happen with that. And if he's going to anywhere, he's going to go to City. Everyone knows that, and that might be the only reason why Pep might stay.
Okay. From Just Person says that HH, don't forget CL talk. Mbappe versus United bloodbath. Yeah, we'll get there. I'm not sure about a bloodbath. And isn't your homeboy banned or injured until 2021? I thought that was the deal. Your boy Natsa, to give a super chat, Mr. Natsa football hot member, he froze him out because he dipped in form after the racism thing with Mendy. Oh yes, I think this is relation to Bernardo Silva, but I still feel that there are games in which he should have still have played Bernardo Silva. I think that he dipped in form. There are a lot of games that Bernardo Silva should have still played, and I think he gave maybe a bit too many chances to other people that have been like. There were times when Bernardo Silva just didn't play games in total for like hundreds of games, which I say this makes no sense. Do you know how good this guy was? And even when he came on today, he was still actually pretty good when he came on. Stodge, Pep and Man City. Is this the end? Is this the end? Stodge.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Hear you now. Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this might be the end, but I don't really think it's. I think it's Guardiola's fault for one reason, but I don't really think it's because of tactics. I just think these players, a lot of them are just not that good, and I blame Pep.
Not that wait, excuse me. How
Yeah,
much
yeah.
has this dude spent? What do you mean by it's not that
Yeah,
good?
I think that's the thing we should criticize him for is recruitment. What he should have realized is this is the Premier League. He signed all these tiki-taka La Liga defenders, and they've been getting humiliated. Otamendi, and plus Laporte. You guys said they didn't sign a Vincent Company Laporte. When they signed Laporte, the whole news was he was meant to be the Vincent Company replacement. That's why they didn't go after a defender when Vincent Company left, because he was meant to be there earlier. Similar to Rodri. The only reason why they said Rodri was because Fernandinho was meant to leave last year and he was already meant to be the replacement. But like I'm saying, this is the Premier League. You know, this is no longer the Spain golden generation.
But real quick, Soch, did Laporte play in the Leicester game? I don't think he did.
No, he played today though. What was wrong with him?
Okay. He played into this game.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Edison's mistake? Was that Laporte's mistake or Edison's mistake for the goal?
HH, they had chances to win the game. It's not because in Guardiola's system, because Guardiola, like you said, he likes to go after these players that are good with the ball.
Good on the ball, don't know how to defend. Yeah,
exactly. For Edison, he didn't really get him for his save percentage. It was how good the guy was on the ball. So obviously, what they want to do is they want to limit the amount of chances they have. And Laporte was meant to be that Vincent Company replacement. But the issue is, he should have went to Italy, Germany, France.
Wait, live chat are saying that Otamendi wasn't a signing.
Yeah, but Laporte was. A bunch of them was. Ake, I mean, he keeps on going after these ball-playing defenders. And this is not La Liga. This is not La Liga where you can have Piqué. Look at Piqué. Great in La Liga. But in the Premier League, if you're crap defensively with all the long balls, you get exposed. So I think I also blame the board of Man City. After he signed a few of these defenders, they should have said, you know what? You're no longer signing defenders. You're banned. You're banned. We're going to recruit the players. Because look, think about it. They've given him all this money. They hired, look at the people they hired. Like you said, they're his mates. And they allowed this guy to do some clown stuff. All these players, Spanish players he hired. Nolito, waste of money. Honestly, like if you see the amount of flops this guy has signed from Spain, you'd be shocked. And he keeps on signing them again and again. Why don't you actually forget about this tiki-taka stuff and let's sign defenders that can actually defend? And he never does it. So and the reason why I'm blaming the players today is I've realized something. Firstly, in that midfield today, there was not a single player that was press resistant. And that shocked me for a Guardiola team. I'm shocked that he hasn't hired a single central midfielder that's press resistant. Number two, how many natural central midfielders they have? Bernardo Silva can play that, but he's not really a central midfielder. Kevin De Bruyne, again, he's not really a central midfielder. So I'm trying to figure out what is this recruitment they're doing. And De Bruyne, let me tell you, this guy cannot dribble. And I think Leeds have
We know this.
Leeds have exposed the way to defend him. Just sit on this guy. They just basically pressed him every second.
He was dispossessed a lot of times. He was dispossessed a lot of times, man.
Exactly. They just kept on tackling him. So I think I want to see Guardiola stay at Man City. For once in your life, try to do the hard thing. You spent $1 billion, see it through, and try to win a title. Don't run away. Do not run away. Don't run away.
So what do you think happens this season? Do you think
I think he runs away. I think he runs away. Yeah, but I don't want him to run away, but I think he runs away. And it's a shame. And plus, you got to remember, HH, this is the Premier League. Everybody's got money in the Premier League. It's hard, like in La Liga, because you compete with only two teams.
Only two teams.
Exactly, you can stay there. With Bayern, very easy. This is a different league. This is like, you got Roman Abramovich, you got the Man City, you got the Man United, who in one season can spend like 300 million. You've got Liverpool. All these teams can just splash cash. So you're never going to stay there for that long. And I think just see it through. But he's a pussy.
Oh no, I mean, just to round this off, I think just to go off what Stoch said, for Pep, don't run, stay and struggle and try to figure it out. Because you know what? It is so simple. Pep, I say, Pep is an amazing coach who has ideas for days in terms of how he wants his team to attack and be offensive. But you can always improve. And I use the example of Klopp. I've studied and I love Klopp's Dortmund side. They were one of the best teams I ever saw. But Klopp evolved. Klopp changed. Klopp said, yeah, I know what I'm good at, but this is not what I'm good at. I need to change and restrict and maybe learn more about pragmatism. For Pep Guardiola, how many times do you have to lose on the field to say, you know what? Let me tweak my defense. Let me hire a defensive coach. Let me tweak my approach. Let me maybe play more direct. Why do we have to have so many different passes? Let me just find another direct way of just trying to get a goal, trying to probably be a bit more economical. I want to see Pep be humble, take some humble pie, take a step back and say, these are things I need to change. I need to change my approach. And I think if he does that, that it can hopefully try to help him say what's up, man. So that is that right there and then. So what are we doing in here? So yeah, I want to now go over. I want to bring in another topic in here. And this is an interesting one. This is Coutinho, Philippe Coutinho. Now let me just kick things off. I felt that Coutinho his career was finished, and this is always my thing with Coutinho. Very good player, overrated, and I never saw why Liverpool rated him so highly. I never saw why people rated him that highly. I was like, of course he's talented, can do some great goal scoring and so forth, but has he ever had an amazing season? Has he ever been in a team where he's been one of the best players for the entirety of that season? Not just 10 games or 5 games. For the best part of 38 games, has he ever been one of the best in a team or within a season? So when under Valverde and Setien didn't work out, didn't operate well with the team, the system just didn't really work with him. He was taken over to Bayern. I was like, you know what, this guy's done. He's finished. Koeman has come in. It's 2-3 games now, and he's looking like he's found a place in this team. And what I've always said about Coutinho is he can't be your best player. Don't make him your star player. Fit him into your team, give him a specific role, and he can do well. And I think with what we're now seeing with Coutinho working with Messi and Fati, they could form a quite interesting understanding to go forth. So I want to come first to Cassius on this. Do you feel and do you believe that Coutinho is going to finally pay back Barcelona this season? And how well do you think he will do under the tutelage of Ronald Koeman? Or you think he'll be like, so-so? What do you think we can expect? It's only 2 games. But what do you think we can expect from Coutinho under Koeman? Could we finally see a guy finally maybe be one of the best players in the world this season under Koeman?
Maybe not the best, one of the best players in the world, but certainly one of the best in his position. That's what I hope. It's yeah, like you said, it's only been 2 games, but as a fan, I have to be optimistic. And from after the first game against Villarreal, I mean, he played well, but it's Villarreal, and they're an open team, so I didn't really judge him too much. But in the rain, in the wind, with 10 men, he won me over with his performance against Celta. His first period at Barca, he was Coutinho. I mean, the amount of times he would get blocked, his shots would get blocked, and they would end up in our own half because everyone knew what he was going to do. He was just going to cut in and shoot. Now he's not shooting the ball every time he gets every time he gets it.
So do you think that's a Coutinho decision or a Ronald Koeman coaching thing?
It's not Ronald Koeman. I think this is Coutinho because he's also came back as a man. I mean, he's shown that he wanted to succeed at Barca. I mean, Barca didn't really want him. If it wasn't for coronavirus, he would have probably went out on loan or been sold this summer. But after he came back from Bayern, Koeman also wanted to bring him back. That's a part of it. But Coutinho, he cut his vacation short, and he's played really well. So yeah, I think it's more down to what Coutinho's effort to want to succeed at Barca. Also, what happened at Bayern, where not only Coutinho but the entire team, just their physical preparation was excellent. And I think that's hopefully we can see the same Coutinho that we saw against Celta for the rest of the season.
Okay, cool. Damien Perez, man, Coutinho, man, assess. Could we finally see this guy do something big time this season?
Hopefully. It's still quite early in the season, but so far, 2 games, 2 assists. Has had a quite great start to his season. He's got, and I think Ronald Koeman has gave him more belief than Setien and Valverde, which.
So do you think that was the reason, that it was more lack of trust and support from Valverde and Setien? Or do you think maybe Coutinho, like what Kazi said, he had to readjust and change his game from being a shoot merchant to actually being a proper player?
I think it's a little bit of both. and I think he has changed his game. And Ronald Koeman has given more of a freedom role in the team and gave him more belief. And I think that hopefully he can keep this consistency and give us more than like 10 to 15 games a season of performances like this. And I just hope for the best for Coutinho for this season.
All right. Darren, Coutinho. Oh, sorry. I think I've got him on mute. Yo, Darren. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
hear you now. Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, Coutinho. For me, I've always sort of rated Coutinho whilst he was at Liverpool. Obviously up until he joined Barcelona. If for me, if anybody's actually followed Coutinho, like his problem always was, I guess, his consistency. Like he's always had spells where he pops up and then he gets a couple goals and assists, free kicks, outside the shot, outside the box goals, and sort of this. And he always has, he has the ability. That's obviously why Barcelona paid a stupid amount for him. But when he went to Barcelona, obviously everybody knows Barcelona hasn't been doing their stuff properly for quite a while. The way they set up City and all these type of Valverde defensive guys, they didn't put Coutinho where he's meant to be. Any Liverpool fan will tell you the way they deployed him was not to the best of his abilities. And I think with him, his confidence immediately, when you're 140 million, not the most expensive, but one of the most expensive players in the world, his confidence, you could see his confidence was just destroyed. And it just affected him throughout. But obviously, since the Bayern loan and getting a bit of playing time and getting his confidence back, you can see it's come back into this Barcelona team. And I think this season, he'll probably do decent again. However, I think he still has the sort of issue with his consistency. That's been the main thing throughout his whole career.
So do you feel this season we will finally see a consistent Coutinho this season? Do you think like Koeman, the setup and everything, we're going to see it, or you still don't trust it? Because I've never seen a great Coutinho season personally.
Yeah, his best season was probably when he left Liverpool. Well, was his lead up until he left Liverpool. That was literally going to be his best season until he left. But I think Koeman is a good
because he
manager.
left in January or in the summer?
Yeah, he left in January. So he was he was in great form, and then he just went and interrupted it by obviously leaving midway. But I think Koeman's a good coach. It sort of depends on the whole Barcelona team. If they set up well and they carry on sort of strong, Coutinho, I think he can have a good impact. But I think it really depends on him. He's got to be consistent. Koeman's got to show him the confidence and keep himself up. And I think if Barcelona stay strong and the whole team is like solid, Coutinho can be quite influential this season. Hopefully.
Raw football. Coutinho, man. Are we gonna get a great season from this dude? What do you think he can? How important do you think he can be for Barcelona this season under Mr. Koeman?
Okay, so I've seen his past two performances for Barcelona. The first one for Villarreal. I feel like Barcelona always tend to look good for against Villarreal, and against Celtic Vigo, even though they were the team that basically cost Barcelona the La Liga title last year. We got to keep in mind that they were fighting for regulation, like to not get regulated. That being said, I do think the reason why Coutinho is doing well at Barcelona is because Koeman's tactics. Coutinho, he had a problem not playing for Barcelona, but playing for Messi. If you know what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah.
So
now he's been given a bit more agency now and freedom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if you noticed this, but for Barcelona, Messi has been participating less, and Messi has been kind of fading out of the team, not in a bad way because he drags players with him, and that's part of Coleman's tactics. And that way that opens up Coutinho, and that opens up Ansu Fati, and that's why both of those players have been shining. And Messi, he's always going to shine, no matter no matter where he's at. So yeah, I think it's still early in the season, and I do think the storm is yet to come for Barcelona. If you know what I'm trying to say. Like right now, I guess they're in honeymoon stage with Coleman.
So okay, so when things get tough and tricky, specifically middle of the season or even in the CL, do you think Coutinho can show up? Because remember, Messi can't do everything, and you can't rely on a 17-year-old. Do you think Coutinho can finally raise his game to be like, this is no longer like where Liverpool were like on the ascension. This is now where you now have to deliver. Do you think he can deliver when they need him?
No, I don't think he could deliver, and that's more. I don't think it's not that he can't deliver. It's just how Barca is staged right now. So I don't think any player would deliver once it gets difficult. So
okay.
Can I just add something?
Go for it.
First of all, some people were saying Setien never coached Coutinho. And with the Messi dependencia, I totally agree. That's something I have to give credit to Koeman for, and it's not only with Coutinho, it's just with everyone. That the team isn't with Valverde. It was all Messi. Messi.
It's more of a team now. It's more of a. Everybody has a specific role.
Exactly.
Everybody has a specific
and they
role.
just do their role, not playing for one person. And just finally, it's not only Messi, it's also Suarez, who, Suarez was taking a lot of the responsibility, but now that he's gone, it's the responsibility is shared more.
All right. LB, Coutinho, man.
Yeah, I think obviously having left Barcelona, the way he was playing, not many people really had any expectations of him. But I think after spending one season at Bayern Munich, that has definitely sort of lifted his confidence, being able to play at least, and not only that, but win trophies. And I think he's come back to Barcelona almost as a whole new player. I'm not getting carried away in saying that he's turned it around, because we are still in the early stages of the season.
Still very early.
Yeah, exactly. But
but like God's feeling, do you feel that new manager, as Cassie just said, less dependence on Messi, he's given much more of greater agency? We're going to see at least a Coutinho that's maybe closer to what we saw at Liverpool than what we've seen at Bayern Munich and when he first came to Barcelona.
Yeah, I'd probably say that we can perhaps get a Coutinho that was quite similar to the way he played at Liverpool, with Barcelona almost changing personnel with the coach, and no Suarez now, and realizing that they are rebuilding and the expectation isn't perhaps as high as in previous seasons. So I think that's a really good opportunity for Coutinho to perhaps reach the potential he was able to get at Liverpool. And I think, like I said, time will tell, but no, it's certainly looking good for him. So hopefully he can continue with this momentum.
All right.
Yeah.
Jamal, give it to me, man. Coutinho, man, because again, you knew him very well when he was at Liverpool. Do you feel that we could be seeing that Liverpool Coutinho, maybe an even better Coutinho than when because the last time he was relevant or good was when he was at Liverpool? What do you see for him in this Koeman Barcelona?
HH, I got to head off, but happy birthday for tomorrow.
Thank you, bro, LB. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Jamal.
Yeah, yes, as you said, I know Coutinho very well. Coutinho is the prime example of a confidence player. He loves to feel the love. That's why he plays best football at Liverpool, because the fans make him feel special. And I feel that is what Koeman did. Koeman put his hand around him and tell him, it have a place for you in this team, and you have a very vital role in this team.
Actually, quickly on that, that's a very interesting point you make.
Yeah.
Because with there being no fans, and therefore no groans or anything if he loses the ball, do you think that he will actually even benefit even more with this no fans scenario?
Yes, he benefits because people will say that how Morata is a confidence player. No, if you look for confidence player in the dictionary, Coutinho name would be there. When it is good, he's good. When it is bad, he's horrible. And our next thing, Coutinho is a purple patch player. So he will give you 6, 7 games in a row when he plays like the best player in the world. And then he'll go for about 4, 6 games and does nothing. So you got to take the bad with the good with Coutinho.
Okay, but you're telling me that we will never, I can never have Coutinho have a great season. That can never happen, you're saying?
No. I think he could show up in big moments, but to have a consistent season like 30, 40 great games, no, I don't think so.
Wow.
But I
Okay.
think he could come clutch in some moments in the CL and for La Liga. But to have a consistent season, no, I don't think so.
Okay. Guys, remember, guys, please like that video. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, man. Think of it as an early birthday present for your boy. Hit that like button, hit and subscribe. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button. Like, subscribe, and hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Yes, aside, man. Give it to me. Coutinho. Are we going to see? Are we going to see at least a great Coutinho for Barca this season? What can you do for Koeman?
It might shock a lot of United fans, but always been a fan of Coutinho. I like Coutinho. I don't know what it is about Coutinho that I like, but I do like him a lot.
What is it about Coutinho that you like then specifically?
I just feel like like it's hard. It's like what you mentioned. You always say the eye test. And when I see Coutinho play, there's just something like he plays with such elegancy, and then next boom, this guy has that like he has his signature where he's cuts in and then puts a top corner out of nowhere, and it's a goal. Um, for me, I was skeptical about Ronald Koeman, but this guy has been impressing me very much because what I see now is a team, and this is something that Barcelona hasn't been for a very long time. And I feel like I'm I'm really really happy that he put Messi in his place because Messi looked like he's playing for the team. He's not doing too much. He didn't. Coutinho. What happened was when Coutinho when he first got to Barcelona, like Griezmann, they were always looking to play for Messi. And that's that. And when as a player, it's very difficult to play in under that circumstance where your whole tactics is find Messi, give it to Messi, give it to
It was
Messi.
very messy to dependence. It's all revolved around him.
Yes. So that takes away from what you do. So what Ronald Koeman said, you know what, Coutinho, I want you to play in this position, and I want you to do this. And at the end of the day, I want you to express yourself, and that's what Coutinho is doing. And then now you're seeing a decent Coutinho, the Coutinho that people thought like when he was in the Liverpool, where people saying, "Man, I can't believe they let go of Coutinho
So
in the middle
okay,
of the season."
but what do you feel or what do you believe Coutinho does this season under Koeman? Do you think he can be a major player, or like Jamal says, 3, 4 games good, 10 games disappear?
Well, it's hard to say. I think like I feel like Jamal really said it. He's a confidence player, and I feel like if Coutinho is happy and the manager believes in him, then you can see a decent season from him. Would he be like absolutely phenomenal, world class? I don't know about that because you never seen that kind of season from him, so it's hard to say. But I feel like you're gonna see a better Coutinho than you have seen in a Barcelona shirt for sure.
Okay. Um, Shouts, I'm even coming to you. Andre, thank you very much for the happy birthday, you brick. Thank you. And yes, I know I'll watch it. I've not even had time to watch anything, but yes, I'll watch it. Andre, thank you for the dub, man. And coming to you, Andre Critic, man. Coutinho, what should we expect from him this season? Should we have faith that Coutinho can make, because again he'll be important. Messi, I don't know how much he's there psychologically. You can't put so much faith in a 17-year-old. Griezmann looks like if he's still going to be trash. So Coutinho has a bit of pressure and responsibility for this Barcelona team this season, and Koeman has given him the keys to the range. How important or how effective do you think he will be this season for Koeman and for Barca?
I think he'll be arguably our second most or most important player because Coleman, as you said, he has given him the responsibility, but it's the kind of responsibility and pressure he thrives in. He needs that responsibility in the midfield to create, to press, to basically do what Messi did. And since Messi's playing further up as a false nine, he can link up with De Jong. He can link up with Fatih. Basically, he has all the entirety of the left flank to himself. So, and I think that move away to Bayern has really instilled in him a lot of confidence, which is really needed. And overall, I expect a good season from him. The two games have been good. The first one, as everybody said, Villarreal plays an open game, so I wasn't really surprised that we did well. Celta Vigo, he was absolutely brilliant. And Sevilla is a great test because they had to buy into extra time. So if he plays well there and if he maintains that consistency for 10, 15 games, it's okay. But you know what the thing is, Atletico Madrid aren't really in a great shape. They've already drawn 2 games. Real Madrid have no attack, basically. Their second top scorer was Sergio Ramos.
Yeah.
So winning La Liga wouldn't be that big of an achievement. If everybody is saying he is a purple patch player, then I think the best time would be to show up for the Champions League knockouts and deliver there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But before the season though, nobody was really that confident with Barcelona. Even if I believe they're going to win it, a lot of guys still said, "No, Real are going to defend it." But it's still very early days, man. Still very early days. Storage, round us off, man. Coutinho.
Yeah, Coutinho, like Jamal said, I've watched him at Liverpool for a long time, and he's exactly that. He's a very inconsistent player. He'll have great games, 3 or 4, and then he'll go missing for a long time, and then he'll have 3 or 4 amazing games, and then he'll go missing for a long time. But I guess you could have an amazing season. I want to see him have one good season in his career, one full consistent season. Clearly, Coleman has given him confidence, and it's interesting. This is the first time I think that he's ever going to play as a number 10 for entirety of the season. At Liverpool, we never used a 4-2-3-1 formation while he was there. He was always either a left winger or maybe 3 games in a season he was a central midfielder, but the majority of the time he was on the wing. And this is the first time in his career he gets to play in the number 10. And I hope he takes advantage of this because there's a lot of players in a lot of different teams that want to play that role, whether it's Ozil, Isco, Hammers, but obviously that position has just faded out. So I'd like to see him have that season. Is he going to have it? I'm not sure. He's been good for the first 2 games, which is good. And they're less reliant on Coleman, and Fati's been amazing. But there's one thing I'm going to say. Him, Griezmann, Dembele. If Dembele gets sold, Griezmann and Coutinho should be sweating. Because I'm going to tell you this. The first thing Coleman's going to do is he's going to go after his Dutch boys, and he's coming after Wijnaldum and Depay. And if Wijnaldum and he signs Wijnaldum and Depay, Coutinho's on the bench. I guarantee it.
Oh, so you think that he's going to bench Coutinho before Griezmann?
If he signs, no, both of them. Because if they sell Dembele, because I've heard rumors that he might get Man United, he's going after his Dutch boys. And if I was Griezmann and Coutinho, I'd be sweating. Because I'm telling you, if he signs his Dutch boys, they're definitely starting ahead of you. I'm certain of it.
Okay. So that rounds off that thing now. So moving on right now, I think this was sort of a bit of breaking news, which is which just happened like about a few moments ago or sort of. So this now takes us to Mr. Edinson Cavani. We hear that Cavani might be joining Man United. So he might be joining Man United, and this is going to be sealed very soon. But I don't want to talk about the transfer specifically with United. I want to talk about Cavani. I want everyone to give their thoughts on Edinson Cavani. It's so funny. When I was doing the Chelsea post-match stream, I was saying to myself that, you know what? I would actually like to have Cavani as Chelsea. Because this is what Cavani is. Because it's so funny. People, when I say that, oh my gosh, Cavani, good goal scorer, great goal scorer, all sort of, and he has scored goals in everywhere he's at, people now show me these different clips of him missing. And sort of, I'm like, you're showing me arbitrary games of where he missed in 1 or 2, 3 games. Are you now going to tell me his goal record for PSG? Are you going to tell me his goal record for Napoli? Are you going to tell me his goal record and assists for Uruguay since 2010? Cavani isn't a. That's why I never put Cavani in the same category as Benzema, as Lewandowski, as these guys. These guys are at the very top of the totem, but these guys are at the very height. But in terms of just getting goals, finding a way to get goals, and having a natural eye for a goal, Cavani is pretty damn good at doing that. So I don't know what people are smoking there. So I want us to really have an honest Cavani discussion of where do you guys rank him? How would you view him as a striker right now in 2020? And would you take him if your club needed a striker? So Hakim, sorry, thank you for the super chat. He says Depay and Owa are staying at Lyon, confirmed today. Oh, wow. I mean, look, the transfer window closes on Monday. And also Leon, that guy, our last, whatever his name is, he's a very, very hard guy to negotiate with. So,
Yeah.
so there was no chance of that getting it done by Monday, no way. So yeah, I guess Griezmann and Coutinho wouldn't be sweating too much. So Jamal, Cavani, man, how do you view Cavani as a striker? And if your team needed a striker, would you take Cavani in 2020?
Yeah. So first I'm gonna talk about Cavani's career, and then I'm gonna talk about this move to Manchester United.
Mm-hmm.
Cavani is a world-class striker. He gets disrespected a lot because of what happened at the Camp Nou. But because I think he missed
But
an
he
easy
still
chance in
scored.
that game.
He still scored at the Camp Nou. He
and
still scored.
Yes, he still scored. But people blame him for that. And they also blame him because he played his best football in Uber Eats and for PSG. So when you're playing for PSG, they only judge you on the CL. And he hasn't really shown up in the CL. So that's why people disrespect Cavani. But guys, watch what he did for Uruguay in that 2018 World Cup. He single-handedly, well, not really single-handedly, but he scored the 2 goals.
Yeah, he scored the 2 goals.
Yeah. And he was injured. And that is why in the next round, I think they lost to France.
Yeah, France,
if Cavani played, who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? That would have been a very interesting game. If Uruguay had Cavani in that game, it would have been a very interesting game.
Yeah. I still feel France are win, but guys, who knows? We will never know. Yeah, so Cavani is a world-class striker. And of his generation, I will put him top 5 strikers. Put some respect on Cavani's name. All right, on this move now, I give the man his respect. But in 2020, Edison Cavani is finished. This is a horrible deal for Manchester United. This is Falcao, part 1. This is Falcao at Chelsea, part 2. And Higuain at Chelsea. How much times we see these old strikers come in the Premier League and try to hack it? Guys, Shevchenko, I think it's going to be like that. I think he's going to flop, to be honest.
Well, Mo, who is Football Hall member and he's a Man United fan, said 100,000 a week, rising to 200 for performance. For F's sake, it's a good deal. So why do you think it's a bad deal where they're not spending that much? It is not going to break the bank for them financially. They're not going to lose that much financially. How is this still a bad deal?
Well, maybe it's not a bad deal in a business point of view, but I think, guys, the player, I think he's done. I don't think he's getting 10 goals. I think he's finished in 2020. And I could see this being a next Falcao. I really can. Or a next Higuain at Chelsea. I don't think he have the legs for the Premier League. That's just me. I think the only kind of striker like that who come into the Premier League was Zlatan. I think Zlatan was 36 when he went Man U, and he was good. But take out Zlatan. All these strikers who had a great career and come to the Premier League to retire, they have failed. So I'm just going by what I have seen, which was Falcao at Man U and Chelsea and Higuain at Chelsea and Shevchenko. They all flopped. So for me, I think this is a bad move for Man.
Wow.
But still put respect on Cavani's name. He's a top 5 strikers of his generation.
I have to think about that. I've got to think about that. I've got to think about that. Saeed, this is your club, man. This is your club. So first of all, talk to me about Cavani. Do you feel he's getting disrespected? And is this a good deal for your club?
Well, I do think he's being disrespected, but I don't know how I feel about this. Because I like Cavani. Let's be real. I like Cavani, but I think Cavani, Man United is not, in my opinion, would not be the best place for him to go to. If I'm speaking of Cavani's sense, like Cavani would have been perfect for Liverpool, which need a backup striker to Firmino. It would have been good for Chelsea. That probably needs an upgrade on Olivier Giroud or Tammy Abraham. But for Manchester United, I generally believe we have more pressing issues than Cavani. Cavani, I love him. I like him as a player, and I love to have him. But Manchester United, in my opinion, we need a center back. There's more priorities in different areas, and hence this is where me as a United fan and a lot of United fans are very frustrated. It's
So,
very hard.
so do you feel that you will get the goals with Martial, Rashford, and so forth? Do you think that you can get a good volume of goals with Rashford, Martial, Greenwood, and so forth?
Because I'm gonna be blunt with you. Cavani is a replacement for Igalo. Igalo has been trash since the restart. We need a backup striker. That's a fact. That's where Cavani fills the void. But the problem is Manchester United as a team, our squad depth is so thin that one injury to Martial, one injury to Rashford, then Cavani has to play 40 games. And then you're expecting Cavani at this age, and he hasn't been playing a lot of football because I don't know when's the last time he played football, but at his age, you're expecting him to come in and pretty much score the goals for Man United in case one of our strike forces or of Rashford, whatever, one of us gets injured. That's a big ask. That's really a big ask.
Okay, so you wouldn't take Cavani in 2020. You wouldn't take him for free. You wouldn't take him for free.
I would take Cavani if Manchester United's team was complete. If we had a better
okay. As of right now, the way United are right now, you're saying you wouldn't take Cavani for free.
I just feel like
it's a yes or a no. Right now, how United are, would you take Cavani for free? Yes or no?
If I'm being 100% honest, yes, because we need players. Let's be honest. Man United people need players. We don't have quality. Daniel James is not good. But Pereira, he's left. Lingard is not good. Igalo, I mean, it was fun while it lasted, but he isn't it. We need players, so I would take Cavani because that's the only thing we can take. That's the only thing we could possibly take.
Okay. What's it called? Actually, let's bring in this dude. I'm Ham. How do you rate your boy Cavani? Does he get disrespected? How would you rate him as the strikers of his generation? And for United, would this be a good signing for United?
Man, HH, I want to say so much because the topics you've been through today have been so good. But let me just stick to the point. Look, Cavani is a good player. Like, I'm sure someone said he was top 5 of his generation, and I agree with that because, like, even Suarez at his best was competing to get this guy like away from the main striker position. So we know how good he is at his best. But I think it's time for him to go. Like, Man United, what are they looking at this transfer for? If you're talking to me about a player who is gonna help some of the young players get better, who's gonna help communicate with the players, like how to handle certain game situations, then sure, I would say yes. But this is not that Cavani though. I feel like this is a completely different wrong country for that if it was. So I'm looking at Man United and I'm just laughing. I'm not gonna lie, because Man United is a joke. I don't even know what Ole is trying to do. So all I've been hearing from.
So you don't think that Cavani will make any kind of impact in the Premier League in 2020?
These guys have bought Igalo, Van der Beek, and now Cavani. I think that's 3 strikers, and they've been telling us that their 2 strikers are the best strikers in the Premier League. So I don't know what to think, because how are they even gonna play? You've got Gunsmoke, who's coming up, who you would expect needs game time, even if it's not every match, but a lot of game time. So, and you've got Van der Beek, who they just bought for 50 million. We don't know how much game time he's gonna get. And you've got Igalo, but okay, Igalo, he can go. Okay, they can displace him. But now
you add Cavani to this mix, and I'm like, what are you trying to achieve? Because he's not gonna get you anything that much greater than Igalo, to be honest. Igalo, at least you can say he's used to the Premier League. He knows what the Premier League is about. This guy knows nothing about the Premier League, and we know from Paul that some strikers, like when they come to the Premier League, especially when they're not at their peak physical condition, they struggle. So I don't know what Man
So you're
United is
saying that
smoking.
so you're saying Cavani won't G up or get goals, even though he's gotten goals for Napoli, for PSG, for Uruguay, he won't do anything.
HH, getting goals in Uber Eats is one thing. What has Cavani done for me in Europe lately? He's done nothing. So why would I be impressed by someone scoring in Uber Eats? You know, who's this guy Pepe? There's a Pepe character that was scoring there, and we were all hyped. Even me, for Liverpool, I wanted him at my team, but we see what it is. We know with Higuain, what happens. We've seen this, so I'm not going to be surprised when this ends with nothing. And I'm just laughing at Man United. Man United, please just keep Oli and Woodward in. Please do that for me. I love it. Okay, you guys are doing amazing.
All right. Ahmad, Cavani, man. Are people disrespecting Cavani's name?
Yo, no one's respecting Cavani, man. Like, bro, I saw someone say, Zlatan scored more goals in the EPL when he was older. Like, bro, Zlatan and Cavani aren't the same thing. And Cavani, bro, he hasn't done anything in the Champions League. You can say all you want about it. But HH, you're the one that calls it the Uber Eats, bro. You call it the Uber Eats, my guy. Every single time, Uber Eats. So what's going on, bro? And like, yo,
It's Liga.
I don't know
No,
what direction,
after this CL, it's called Liga. Have some respect. It's called after what Lyon and PSG did, it's called the Liga.
Yeah, but I don't know like what direction Man you were taking though. Like what's the point of being Cavani? You're not going to win any titles in the next 2 years. What are you trying to do? And like Pogba's gonna leave either way because Pogba needs to get some titles if he wants to be quote unquote better than De Bruyne, like you already say he is. And like, bro, Pogba needs titles. He hasn't won anything. Except the World Cup, which is quite good, but he needs club titles as well. So, bro, like, what's going on?
So what do you think Cavani can do, man? Then this season,
Cavani, I mean, I feel like he can score 15 goals. Like right now in 2020, I don't think Cavani's a top 10 striker, but of his generation, I think he's a top 10. Yeah.
He's not top 10.
Right now in 2020, he's not, but of his generation, he is.
Okay, sorry, Jamal, you were saying something?
I said in 2020, he's not a top 10 striker. But
No. Sorry, I forgot to mute my mic.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna say, HH, what's the least you want from CFC this season? A trophy. If not that, CL semis or runners up in the Premier League. At the very minimum, runners up Premier League, semis in the CL. But ideally, I want either the Premier League, the FA Cup, or the CL. Damian Perez, man, talk to me. Cavani, man, are people disrespecting Cavani's legacy?
I don't think they are. He has been consistent over the years. He scored goals for Napoli, PSG, and I think it was Palmero. I think that was the other club he played for. Name was. He's definitely a top 10 striker of his generation, but I think right now he is declining a bit. Last season, I think he scored like 1 goal in like 10 games, which is not really good. And yeah, I don't think people are disrespecting him. I think it's just, I don't know.
So in 2020, do you think it's a good idea for United to take him, or you think he's washed in 2020?
I suppose it's a good move because it's a better option than Igalo, and he'll give them probably like 10 goals this season, if that. But I don't really expect much from Cavani, to be honest, this season.
Okay. Darren, Cavani, talk to me. Oh, sorry. I think I always put this guy on mute. All right, we can hear you now. Go for it.
Yeah, this with Cavani, I guess this might sound a bit controversial, or my opinion's quite divided on him. But yeah, I'll just like Cavani, and then if it's good for Man U, and two separate points. Yeah. So Cavani, his legacy, he deserves like the respect. Yeah, he's been a prolific striker over his career. I think his best sort of period was probably his seasons at Napoli. And then he had one really outstanding season with PSG. But for me personally, how I rate Cavani, I sort of categorize him with like Higuain and Benzema. More with Higuain. Like they've both had great sort of legacies. But for me, both of these guys, they are bottle jobs to me. I've seen them miss. Like when you look at a striker, yeah, and you see them miss clear, like it's reminiscent of, as a Chelsea fan, looking at like Morata. Obviously, it wasn't that bad, but Morata missing
Morata
so
was
many
bad, man.
chances.
Morata was bad.
But like I seen Cavani miss like so many chances, and like as Jamal said earlier, like it was that game against Barcelona where they missed. Obviously, got the comeback. I know he did score that goal. But I remember that game. He missed like clear chances that he should have scored.
But my thing though is that's when you're reliant on him on getting the goals. But the fact of the matter is that you know that Rashford can score goals, Martial can score goals, and so forth. So he's just there to increase the goal ratio and the goal scoring of the team. So the thing with Cavani is that if you're reliant on him to get you a winning goal, then you're screwed. If he's just there to be a guy just to get a high volume of goals, but you have other guys who can score crucial goals, you're getting him out for free. It's free.
Yep. I agree. And that's where I think for Man U, it's a bit confusing because with Man U, their whole board, the direction of which they're going is confusing. Their signings, it doesn't make sense. I understand and I feel for Man U fans. Even though I hate Man U, I feel for Man U fans because it's like, what are we actually doing? There's no direction. They've already got Igahara, a backup striker. So now do they not need him now? And when they should have priorities elsewhere? Either way, I think for Man U though, regardless, getting Cavani in for free, I think it's a good deal. The guy, as much as he is the bottle job, and for me, I don't like rate him highly, he still is a decent striker, a striker with quality. He might struggle like how Higuain did and Falcao did in Premier League, but in that Man U team, if you got like, I'd say Man U does have a pretty potent attack. If you got all these guys around you and Cavani's in there just to put in a couple goals, I think it'll help. They've sold Lukaku and they haven't really replaced him since.
Huh?
And I think the last season, I think Martial was their highest goal scorer with 23 goals or something. Lukaku, Man U fans didn't like Lukaku, but he had, I think, 27 in his first season. And Man U fans still didn't rate that. And you take away 27 goals
they need those goals,
from the
man.
club. Exactly, you need the goals. So
they need those goals.
I get Man U fans might feel like it's this and that, but you get them goals in and see how many games across the season that would become results. So I think for Man U it'll probably be like not too bad. However, Ole, he's I don't know how Ole is as a coach.
Can I say something real quick?
Wait. I'll come on to you. Let's just get through and then I'll come back to you. Yes, trust me, I'll remember. So raw football, give it to me for Cavani. Raw football. Okay. Stodge. Cavani.
Yeah. Cavani, it was a good striker. He was a bad boy striker, top 10. But I just love Ed Woodward. He's a mate of mine. I love that guy. And
Do you love him because you're a Liverpool fan?
He's a Liverpool fan. He's a Liverpool fan. That's what a lot of people don't know. Ed Woodward is a Liverpool fan. I'm telling people right now. He is a Liverpool fan. I mean, look what I'm going to tell you. Look what this guy has done this summer. He is legendary. Listen to this. He gets rid of Sanchez, He pays Inter Milan 25 million euros for them to sign Sanchez. So he already cuts off the wage budget, the transfer budget. He's not going to sign Sancho or any other good players. He wasted on 50 million on a bench player in Van der Beek. And then guess what he said after he got rid of Sanchez? He said, there's not going to be any more Sanchez or Falcao deals. What does he do in deadline when it comes to deadline? Let's sign Cavani. Incredible. And I've got quotes from Cavani. This is what Cavani said in January. Listen to this. He said, if it were for money, this is the agent saying this, if it was for money, Eddie would have gone to England, Manchester United or Chelsea. So basically he's saying he's only going there for money. That's when he was close to signing to Atletico Madrid. And they're going to splash money on a guy that's disrespecting the club like this. He is a legend. They're going to pay the agent 10 million in fees. So they're not going to sign Sancho. And they're going to pay a guy to sit on the bench for 200K. He's a legend. Ed Woodward, stay in the job. You're a legend. He paid 85 million for Maguire. I mean, he hired Ollie. I'm sorry. As long as I'm concerned, this guy is a legend. He's a Liverpool fan. And keep destroying Manchester United Football Club. Keep on making other horrible signings.
Wow. All right, man. So, what are we been doing here? What are we doing here? Aha, there we go. So,
Yo, can I say something though, real quick?
Okay, sure, go for it.
I just want to say, Studge, you're 100% right. I generally, the thing people don't understand is the amount of wages we pay some of these dead footballers. I think,
And why do you do this though?
I don't get it. I think there's people might. I don't know if Manchester United is a club, and the Glazers are funneling drug money through it, so they have to pay this crazy amount of wages to these footballers, so they could wash the cash or something. I don't get it. I don't get it because it makes no sense. I think we're paying in combined two goalkeepers. I think we're paying nearly 400. I think we're paying 150,000 to Dean Henderson to be a backup, and we pay 350K to De Gea. That's on about half a million a week to two goalkeepers, and we're about to pay 200,000 to Cavani. I mean, some of our players are on more money than Song, on players like this, world class players that. I think Mane, Salah. There's players on our team that have on more money than these guys. I mean, if you want to get paid, come to Manchester United. If any player wants to get paid, come to Manchester United because you will get paid. As simple as that.
Okay. Look, man, so I want to now bring in this topic right now. Hudson-Odoi, aka Cho, CH to the O, CH to the O, CH to the O. So, sorry, Cassius hasn't spoken. So, Cassius, speak on this. You haven't spoken on Cavani, so speak on Cavani.
So yeah, similar to what everyone else has been saying. I mean, Manchester United are just using, a big name player. Everyone knows Cavani. He's been a top player for over the last decade. They're just using him to just cover up their awful transfer window. I mean, they leak to the media all this stuff about Sancho, Dembele, someone else. So when they never really had a chance of signing these guys. Studge even said Ed Woodward. I remember earlier in the transfer window, he said that Manchester United wouldn't be making big signings because they lost the most money out of coronavirus, and they still leaked to the media Sancho when they never had any money. And I think that's what people are seeing. So it's kind of funny to see what Ed Woodward and Manchester United are doing, just really messing with the fans.
And do you think that Cavani isn't, as many people have said, that Cavani isn't relevant in 2020? Or do you think that Cavani should still be respected as a pure goal scorer in 2020?
I think he should be respected. I think he can bring Manchester United quality when he plays. He does have a problem with injuries because the last season he had with PSG, it's not only that they played Icardi ahead of him, it's also because he was injured half the season. But when he plays, I think he'll play well. In the cups, Carabao, FA Cup, and sometimes off the bench. I think he'll score goals, but in the big games, I don't think Ollie will play him. I think Ollie Gunnar will play all of his young boys.
Or Martial and those
Yeah,
dudes.
and Greenwood.
Okay. All right. So to Cho, Hudson-Odoi. So it looks as if Hudson-Odoi is going to be staying at Chelsea. The Bayern Munich deal is going to fall through, and he's now going to remain at Chelsea. But here's the thing, though: is was this a right move for Hudson-Odoi to stay at Chelsea, knowing that when everybody is fit, are you still going to play? And is Lampard still going to play? Do you have your belief in Lampard? Because here's how I view this: is the fact of the matter is Bayern Munich have come out to buy you. They want you, which means that they appreciate you. Lampard has not shown anything towards you that he appreciates you. Same thing with Sarri. As people saying Sarri does not really appreciate you. So, two questions I want to ask for people. First thing is, what do you think Hudson-Odoi's potential is? What do you think his upside is? And how good do you think that he can be? And the second thing is, if you were in his position, what would you do? Keep faith with Chelsea, a club that you know that you're a part of the academy and believe that Lampard will play you, or take the risk, go to a different country, it's been Bayern Munich, and maybe have a greater chance of having more game time and improving your game at one of the best clubs in the world in Bayern Munich. So, Jamal.
Yeah, for me, he should go Bayern. The reason why I feel under Hansi Flick, Hudson-Odoi could do something. He could be something special. Because I remember the first time I watched Odoi, I think it was a friendly against Arsenal, and it was against Hector Bellerin, and he taught Hector Bellerin a new one. Every time he scored enough, he beat him. I don't think Lampard is the right fit for him at Chelsea. I don't feel he can improve someone.
Wait. Okay. Why not? Wait, what is it about Lampard that doesn't make you say it's a right fit?
Yeah, I don't rate Lampard as a coach. I'm sorry. I don't see him as
don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
I don't see him as a good manager, and I don't see him as a good coach. Because I know he's only in the job for 2 years, but take out Mount. What player has Lampard really improved? What, Reece James, Tammy Abraham? So I don't rate him as a coach. But Hansi Flick, I mean, watch out. People forget where Bayern was before Hansi Flick. They was about 9 points behind the leaders of the Bundesliga, and they was looking bad. They were really bad. And he has come there and he has improved everybody. So for me, I think it will be a better place for Hudson-Odoi to go Germany. He should take it. Why is he still in London? If I was Hudson-Odoi, I would have been in Germany.
No, but you have to think about it that this is a club that he's been his whole life. He's part of the academy. He's come through the ranks, and Chelsea is like his second home. So I do get the psychological hardship of leaving a country, going to another place. So that is hard. But you still feel that it would still be the right move for him, and he would improve at Bayern than staying at Chelsea with Lampard.
Yeah. I was gonna say Chelsea could put in a buyback clause, but I don't think Bayern will agree to that because I think Bayern is a big club, so they wouldn't agree to a buyback clause. But for me, I feel Hudson-Odoi should leave because I feel Hansi Flick will improve him as a player, and he will learn off of better players. Because no disrespect to Pulisic, but I more will learn under Sane and Gnabry than at Chelsea. So I feel it's a good move for him, and I feel he should go.
Okay. So super chat here from Mr. Hakim, who says Lukaku, 34 goals last season at Inter equals 7 million a year. Cavani equals 9 million a year. Look, man, I think we have to put some respect on what Lukaku has done because I think someone asked me who are the top 5 strikers. Lukaku has to be in that list. Lukaku has to be in the list of the top 5 strikers right now based on recent performance, man. Ahmad. Cho, what do you think Cho should do? Hudson-Odoi, do you think that he should? Do you think that he should stay at Chelsea or make the move to Bayern? And how do you rate Hudson-Odoi? How good do you think he can be?
HH, let me ask you a question. Would you rather be a bench player to Pulisic or to Sane?
I mean, Sane is that. I mean, I love Pulisic, but Sane is that dude, man.
Yeah, and
Sane is that dude.
yeah. Plus, like, I mean, to me personally, I rate Cho very highly because I feel like before he got injured, I feel like he's better than Pulisic, to be honest, in my opinion. I feel like,
Easy.
listen, now hear me out,
Pulisic is that dude.
hear me out,
Easy,
bro.
easy.
Hear me. Pulisic is kind of like odd to me. Like I feel like his structure is kind of awkward. I don't know what other thing, but that's how I feel. And I feel like before Cho got injured, he was really like high. Like he was scoring big goals. Like I don't know what the statistics are, but I know he was like a very big player, and like I love Cho at the time. So I don't know like what's gonna happen. But I feel like Cho person. I feel like Chelsea should just loan him out and see what happens. I don't think you should sell him because he's only what 22, 23, or at least put a buyback clause maybe.
Okay. Super chat here from Dungo Kamaman. Thank you for super chat. The moments Ross Brickley was sent on loan was the moments that I began to trust Lampard. Look, that was needed. But Dungo, we still await to see whether he still has faith in Mount. Because if I see Mount sniff that pitch again, then I think we are back on Lampard needs help. Harry O'Kane, how good is Saint Maxim? Saint Maxim, I compare him a little bit to what's the name of that dude? The Traore dude for Wolves, but not nearly as dangerous. Where very skillful, causes a lot of issues, but if he just refines and cleans up his game, better decision making and so forth, he can truly be a dangerous player. I think he relies a lot on just being very, very intense and all action, but sometimes he just needs to sort of calm down and just really get some composure because he's got the skill, he's got the ability, he's got the natural ability. If he just gets a bit of composure, I think he can be very, very, very good, man. Let's come to I Am Ham. Cho, Hudson-Odoi. Do you think it's the right move for him to stay at Chelsea? Should he move to Bayern? How good do you think he can be, bro?
Look, I actually want to say a lot about this, like, but it's a bigger thing. It's a bigger thing. Okay.
Oh Lord.
I look at Chelsea, right, and I have to say, you guys have got so many good young players, right? And I feel like with you guys, you don't want to do the work for your young players. Today, I'm watching as you guys play, and who's this guy? My boy Tammy Abraham. Okay, Tammy won a penalty for you guys. He gives it over to Jorginho. Jorginho scores a goal. It's 3-0 up. You get a second penalty. This is your striker, okay? And I feel like your most important player because he's the one who's always coming in clutch for you guys. And he's always giving for the team.
There's a penalty taken for a reason.
Bro, what that have to do with you?
No, wait.
Yeah. What the freak are you on about? This about Hudson-Odoi? What does this have to do with Tammy and penalty taking? Answer the damn question, man.
It's about all of your young players.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. This is like an orphanage. This is an orphanage. The documentary.
Okay.
Hudson-Odoi.
Okay.
Hudson-Odoi.
Okay, fine. Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi deserves so much more from Chelsea because you guys here. Before this guy was we actually saw this guy in the first team. This guy, we heard everything. Hudson-Odoi is coming up. He's the next Mbappe. Blah 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 blah. Now the guy is here. Now the guy is ready to run. No one gives him a chance. Everyone in the club there is happy to just with the young players to try and deliver. But if they don't get you guys into that clear spot where you guys are performing or whatever, they're not good enough all of a sudden. So I feel like at Chelsea, you guys have got a big problem. And I think the young players there should be revolting right about now. This is the perfect opportunity for them to actually get a manager
So,
there.
my friend, do you think Hudson-Odoi should remain at Chelsea or do you think he should make the Bayern move?
I think he should remain at Chelsea because if he remains at Chelsea and these guys actually put in like they try to rebel against Lampard, I think they can get him out of there because Lampard is literally someone who believes his own hype before he's even done anything. And this guy, like, I don't know, it's like watching someone, when you see those rich kids and they don't appreciate all the nice things they have. That's what Lampard's like, because this guy has got it all, I'm not gonna lie. He got a player from Real Madrid that won a treble. He's got a player that every single ball-playing team wanted in Jorginho, and he's doing nothing with these players. He does nothing to make them better. He's got even the American starlet, who everyone thought would be breaking out by now, would have at least made his case to compete with the Mbappes and even the Brands, if you want. But he's not. He's not. Pulisic isn't doing anything for you guys. So I'm
Come
looking at
on,
your team and
man.
no,
Pulisic has
wait.
nothing.
What?
Pulisic could be doing way more for you guys. What he was doing
Way
at
more. What do you
Dortmund,
mean by way more?
he should be playing every single match. He should be a guaranteed starter. And compared to from what we've seen of him, like even against Liverpool, we saw that this guy is one of the best players in the league. So I don't understand like how you guys can be happy with his performance at Chelsea and how the manager is treating your best players. Because the manager doesn't seem to have a plan for any of his best players. He's only got a plan for one person.
Okay,
And that's the guy that was
You've talked. You've talked. You've
Okay,
talked.
yeah,
You've
I'm
talked. The undisputed. Talk to me. Cho Hudson-Odoi. How do you rate him? Do you think that his career will take off if he remains at Chelsea, or do you think that the Bayern move is the right move for his career?
Hello, can you hear me?
Can hear you loud and clear.
Like most young players, there's a lot of hyped young players. Most of them, nothing ever really happens to them. As for Hudson, he should remain at Chelsea just because he has a better chance of actually making it there. He won't make it, I think, at Bayern. They have Sane, they have Coman, they have Gnabry. He won't get any time there.
Wait, but to that does that. Then why would Bayern want him? Why would Bayern want
for
a player
depth?
who
For
they
depth.
just won't play?
For depth. Why do you think they wanted Perisic last season? It was just for depth.
But he played, and he was playing every single game in the CL.
He got benched. He got benched in the final because he wasn't really.
But before the final, he was starting every single game ahead of Coman.
Yeah, but once Koeman was fit, he played him in the game. Perisic, he's also not really a player you want if you want to compete at the very top. I'm just being honest. That's what I think. Then Bayern just want him for depth, and he should remain at Chelsea, in my opinion, and just try to fight for his place there. There's less competition.
Okay. What's it called? Damian Perez, man. What's the right move for Cho? To stay at Chelsea, move to Bayern?
I see why Hudson-Odoi is like a little bit on the fence of leaving and like staying at Chelsea because he's been there in the academy, and when a player's like in the academy, they're like still like they want to like just stay at the club where you began everything. And so I'm looking at his point, but if you're looking at for his career overall, I think he should leave because looks like Hansi Flick really believes in him, and Frank Lampard doesn't look like he really rates him because he barely plays. And whenever he does, he proves that he can make an impact on the team. You saw against West Brom that when he's on the pitch, he can give you that quality and give you something different. And yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. So much from Mr. Miguel Rabinez. Pulisic was the reason Chelsea got top 4. Dom, Ham needs help. He needs help. Because everyone knows that Pulisic is one of Chelsea's most best players, dangerous players, and it's true. Pulisic was arguably one of the best players in the world after the restart. His form was insanity. Cassius, talk to me. Hudson-Odoi, what's the best move for his career?
So I think there are three perspectives to this. Starting with Odoi's, for him, I think he should hop on the jet immediately. Go straight to Bayern. I mean, Lampard.
But what about people's argument that says that it's going to be harder for him to break into a team that has Sané and Gnabry than with what Chelsea have?
He's been. You could tell me. I mean, I think he started 2 out of 5 games, 3 out of 6 games.
He's not started that many,
So
yeah.
I mean, and there's still Pulisic and Ziyech to come. So in terms of playing time, it would probably be the same, except it'll be with a real team, with a real coach that are going to be fighting for the biggest titles. So from his perspective, I think he should hop on that jet immediately. And then from Chelsea's perspective, it makes no sense to loan him. If Chelsea are going to let him go to Bayern, they have to get the most money possible. Because I mean, like I said, the playing time is in terms of his development is pretty much going to be the same at Bayern and with Chelsea. So it makes no sense to loan him. If Chelsea are going to get rid of him, they should just get whatever money they can. And from Bayern's perspective, deciding on, except if it's on a loan, which Chelsea should never do. If they sign him on a permanent deal, this makes absolutely no sense from Bayern's perspective, because they made a big deal about signing Sané for 50 million euros about, and now on the last week, now they want to sign Hudson-Odoi for depth, and I'm sure Hudson-Odoi would cost more than Sané would. So it makes no sense. If you really wanted him this much, if you're going to pay that amount of money, you should have signed him earlier. I mean, they signed Sané in June. They could have signed Odoi in June if they really wanted him. So it would just be a contradiction to sign your second choice player for more money than your first choice player. So for that, on a loan it makes sense, but on a permanent deal, it only makes sense for Chelsea.
Okay, interesting. Stodge, how do you see this thing? What's the right move for Hudson-Odoi?
Yeah, Hudson-Odoi, I think the right move for him, he has to go immediately, because clearly Bayern sees something in this player. And I disagree with everyone here. I don't think he'll actually be a bench player, and I'll give you 2 reasons. Firstly, before this guy even made an appearance, for whatever reason, they bid 50 million for him. 50 million for a player that's unproven. And now I heard they got a bid rejected for a loan with an option to buy of 70 million.
Yep.
Clearly, I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I've never actually seen this player. But going off Bayern, this man must have Mbappe potential, because I've never seen I can't remember a player not even making an appearance at the time they bid for him, like 2 years ago, 1 year and a half ago. And a team bids 50 million. And not just and not Ed Woodward. Ed Woodward is an idiot. We all know this. Bayern bid 50 million. He's got to be an amazing player. I've never seen him.
They must have seen something, because again, Bayern aren't stupid. So they must see something in him that he has the raw materials that we can improve.
They didn't even want to spend 70 million on Sané, but they want to spend it on this guy. So why is he staying? Listen, he's an idiot, firstly. He's clearly an idiot, because 2 years ago, when Chelsea told him, oh, we want you to say you're going to start, and then a week later they signed Pulisic, but you still decided to sign a contract. They told you were going to be Hazard's heir, and they signed Pulisic the next week. I mean, this guy has to be an idiot. If he remains at Chelsea after they start Mount ahead of you, this man is starting Mount ahead of you, and you stay at Chelsea, he's got brain damage. Forget about football. He should get his head checked.
The club might deny it. It wouldn't be his fault if he didn't leave. The club can deny the bid.
Yeah, but he should be pushing for the move. And
Jamal, sorry to cut you, but Jamal, see, that's the key thing, which is what Sturge is alluding to, because from what I've read, and just if the reports are true, Hudson-Odoi wants to stay. He's not pushing for the move. So the fact that he wants to stay, and apparently he's had like a personal trainer and everything because he wants to fight for his place. Because my thing is, and I'll come back to Sturge, is there's nothing, once, as Sturge just said, once a central player gets put out wide before you, that's sending a clear message. So it's sending a clear message that this guy doesn't value you, and Lampard obviously values Mount more than you. But Bayern Munich, the fact that Bayern Munich are coming out to get you for the second time means that they obviously value you a lot more than Lampard does. But it's down to him.
Yeah, exactly. He started one game, he put Havertz on the wing. disrespect, ultimate disrespect. Mount on the wing 2 games in a row, ultimate disrespect. And the only time they play you is when another team makes a bid. Similar to 1.5 years ago, the only time they decided to give you a few games is when Bayern made a bid. And you think you have a chance. There's no Pulisic. Bro, when Pulisic and Ziyech come in, you're like 6th option. You're not, at least at Bayern, you'd be 2nd. Yeah, when Pulisic and Ziyech come in, you're behind them. Then you're behind Mount.
Because
then you have behind Havertz. Oh, also I forgot, you're behind Werner. You're behind 5 players. Why you listen? I don't care how much fitness you do, how many push-ups. You're behind 5 players. You're not jumping above all of these. You just leave. Do it for your career. Be smart.
Damn, man. So did I come to you, Darren, on this?
No, you haven't, and I've been itching. To talk ever since.
All right, go for it, man. Go for it.
Stuff. Oh my goodness, I can't believe some of the
No.
stuff.
Look, Amham is just the guy's just wild. The guy's wild. So go for it.
Okay, look, this one I'll try and make it quick and snappy. This one's close to me a little bit because my Ghanaian British boy Callum, this guy. The reason, if you lot are confused why this guy is hyped up or whatever, Chelsea's academy, this whole youngsters that Roman is like invested in so much. The biggest youngster, the most hyped, the most like the one that everybody in South London, Chelsea knows, which is like, this kid's got talent, is Hudson-Odoi. Before this whole transfer ban, the one that actually got into the first team was Hudson-Odoi under Sarri. Not Mount, not Abraham, not like only maybe Loftus-Cheek a little bit, but Hudson-Odoi was the guy to come through because this guy really has talent. Before Sancho, before you lot even heard about Sancho, Callum was the kid everyone's talking about. Obviously, the performances of him as of late aren't going up to scratch, hence why he's not being selected first. People can't act like, because he's hyped, he should start. No, that's not how it goes. Me, personally, I don't agree fully with what Lampard has done. The guy's only just been 2 years in coaching. He's not going to be a great coach. But just reflecting back on what Ayamham said, he said something about the players should revolt. The young players should revolt on Lampard.
Ayamham is a psychopath, man. Guys are weird, man.
For me, personally, like with Lampard, I don't rate him fully as a coach. He has to sort out a lot of things. And the team is still being molded together. That first 11 still hasn't been found out yet. As Chelsea fans, we don't know what the first 11 fully is yet. But you can't... Lampard coming into the team, he's brought in that sort of level-headedness. All the players have like humbled themselves and calmed down. Under Sarri, you would have seen players doing bullshit and turning against and all of this nonsense. You don't, as a Chelsea fan, you don't want to see that. You don't want what we saw today in the game with like Tammy Abraham trying to go for the penalty and all of this. And Aspi came in and just silenced them both like, just leave it to the penalty. That's what you want to see. A club like in order. That is what Lampard
but if you're Hudson-Odoi, what do you think? And let's say you're him and you're advising him, let's say you're in his position, what would be the best thing for your career?
So with Callum,
at Chelsea or?
So with Callum, before when Bayern first came, pushing for that move was definitely the perfect thing to do. Like to go out and look. This is before Sané got there. Going for that move was perfect for him because just literally Sancho, just like him, similar age, went and did the same thing. And look at him now. And this time, it's not Dortmund coming for Hudson. It's Bayern, the big boy German. They know the quality he has. And they're coming in. Of course he's going to go. They were ready to give him number 10. Obviously, they've given that to Sané now or whatever. But they were ready to give it to him. But obviously, Chelsea, they know the value of Hudson. We said, no. This is our starlet future. But Hazard's leaving. This is our starlet. This is the future. We're keeping him. They've come back again. We're keeping it. But that's why we gave him, 120k? Chelsea normally don't throw out a big-ass wage to somebody who's unproven. But we gave it to him because we want him to stay that badly. 70 million we just rejected when apparently he's being this and that. If I'm Hudson, honestly, right now, I would stay. Because, like we said earlier, if you're going to go and face Gnabry and Sané, okay, not Sané, but Champions League winners to try and compete for their place, you're going to be in the same position as you are in Chelsea if you're performing the way he's been performing recently. Obviously, today he's been a bit better. The past recent performances, he's been a bit better. But stay at Chelsea, fight for your place. If you perform, you will play. For me, under Lampard, I've seen if you perform or you start to play like really good, you will get your place.
No, but then an argument could be, and this could be an argument where maybe at Bayern, because they're so desperate to get you and so willing to put some money, maybe Bayern like, we know how to improve you. We know how good you are, and if you just come to our ranks on the training ground, we'll tell you this is what you're doing wrong. This is what you need to do better. This is what you need to improve. And now, once you do, you play, because maybe he's not being told the things he needs to do well and the things that he should not need to do.
Yeah, I agree, because like we're saying, Lampard isn't he's not a Bielsa, he's not a Pep, he's not a top coach. The guy's just started. So I agree with that. He doesn't know, like, probably for Callum it would be probably ideal if he went to Bayern and learned how to add a bit more quality in his game, because you can see the way he plays is like he's obviously he had the injury as well recently, so it's taken away from his confidence. But you can see it's like in the final third, there's not really much being. All Lampard knows is to tell the midfielders run into the box and get a goal, or the chip come and tap it. He don't tell the
it's like
wingers
people need to
what
run. This dude is still 19.
Yes, exactly.
He's
People
19.
forget that. We're not going to sell him for 70 million. The next 2 years, he's going to be worth 150 million. Why the hell would we sell him?
No, but Darren, if he doesn't start, how will he be worth 70 million?
The thing is, this is what I mean. He will eventually be phased into the team. Yes. Look at Pulisic, yeah? Pulisic now. He was our best attacker last season. Whoever said some shit about Pulisic being not useful or whatever, he was our best attacker last season.
For sure.
Whoever said that shit. But again, on Pulisic, the reason why it seemed like he wasn't like there throughout is because the guy is injury prone, bro. Well, if this guy is injury prone, and even Ziyech is coming in, he's got like knee issues, there will be an opportunity. The amount of games we have this season, you will play. And for me, it's on Hudson-Odoi. If he performs, he will slowly get his way in. That's how it is at Chelsea. If you don't perform, you're not going to get your spot. You got to work for it. Loftus-Cheek has been on the fringe of the team for so long. He's got to perform before he properly plays. And Hudson, I think for me, it's been his injury. He had a big injury under Sarri when he was actually picking up.
So in short, you're saying that he should stay at Chelsea, fight for his place,
and fight for his place. Yeah, Lampard told him. Lampard told him before he signed the deal. Fight for your place. I trust in you.
HH, can I speak on this topic?
Oh, okay. Sorry, go for it.
I will be in absolute tears if I was a Chelsea fan if you guys let Hudson-Odoi go. This kid is so good. He is so good. He's phenomenal. It's
about the thing though is from his point of view. What would be the best thing for his career? Because if you're playing, the reason why I say that he should leave is because Mason Mount was played ahead of you. I don't care how crap Hudson-Odoi has been. Even Hudson-Odoi, who is garbage, is still more useful out on the wing than Mason Mount. Because Mason Mount isn't doing anything of any note out wide, because he's useless in that position. All he can do is just run up and down. So if a manager is literally playing a central player out wide and is totally ineffective ahead of you, what does that tell you?
You're 100% right. And this is where I feel like people know where I stand with Lampard. I don't really rate Lampard as a manager, but people don't rate Ole as a manager. Oh, well, is whatever. But I don't get it, because I feel like Lampard already has shown people that he doesn't like this guy. He doesn't like Hudson-Odoi. For whatever reason, he doesn't believe in him. He likes his players, Mont, all these players that he bought and everything. That, like, I think Storch said that he was spot on. He said he's going to be, in Lampard's head, he's sixth. Like, you're going to be sixth in order. Ziyech is going to start over him. Pulisic is going to start over him. So if I was Hudson-Odoi, I will fly today. I will book a plane to Bayern Munich, because Hansi Flick, I'm telling you guys, Hansi Flick will turn this boy into a world class player. I guarantee you this. This guy's gonna be playing with world class players and Kimmich, Muller, Lewandowski. They're gonna make him a better player. He's gonna be phenomenal. And people said, "Oh, why would you sit on the bench?" I am guarantee you, this guy will play a lot of games for Bayern Munich. It's guaranteed. He is going to play Bayern Munich because that's what Bayern Munich does. They rotate. They have a big squad. Everyone is going to play. Leroy Sané is injured right now. He's out. That means Hudson-Odoi is going to step in. He's going to play. That it's just common sense that he should definitely go to Bayern Munich. And look at this, Bayern Munich as a club is run better than any club in world football right now because they understand talent. And Hudson-Odoi is one of the best talents in England. Period. By far, it's not even close. This is as equivalent this to Chelsea. This is as equivalent to Mason Greenwood. It's like Mason Greenwood going to Bayern Munich. I would never let that happen. I will revolt. That should be the same attitude for Chelsea fan. This kid is phenomenal.
So what do you think he should do then? If you're in Hudson-Odoi's position, what do you think he should do?
I will literally go to Lambert's office, tell him to F off and go to Bayern Munich. That's what I would do. Guaranteed, because this is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
That's wild, but okay, all right, okay, that's fine, man.
Hey,
okay, so
HH, can I just defend myself for a bit?
Oh,
just
no, you
just
can't.
2 minutes. Two
Okay,
minutes. 2 minutes.
literally 2 minutes. I know I'm Ham. If you make yourself look worse, I'll just ban you from this place. So you better use this 2 minutes well.
Look. I know we all know, ne, that Lampard is the last actual starlet that Chelsea made. Like, okay, he came from West Ham, and I know there's John Terry,
he
but
came from West Ham.
Lampard is the marquee guy that you guys made, and you guys grew him up, and he did everything. Okay, good. Now, since then I have never seen any player from Chelsea being given any chance to break out. You had players that played in your Champions League final that didn't break out for you guys. Okay, and I know
Hazard was 20 when he joined. Hazard was 20 years old.
Chelsea fans are saying that you guys are an elite club. That's why you guys have to play in certain types of players. But Liverpool, when we were making Sterling got us to nearly a Premier League, and Trent has given us a Champions League and a Premier League. Okay, Gerrard gave us a Champions League. So I don't understand this thing where you guys just dismiss this just because a player is young. He doesn't deserve any respect or any dignity in the team. Because when I'm looking at Tammy Abraham has done so much for Chelsea club. Okay, he's done so much, and he's been faithful to your guys' team. And you guys, I mean, he's a young player who wants to be who's the striker for Everton now?
Calvert-Lewin.
He wants to be where Calvert-Lewin is. And if you've been watching Tammy, you would say he was toe-to-toe with Calvert-Lewin in their development. And the way Calvert-Lewin at Everton, he's getting so much respect. And Tammy Abraham, he has to fight to get a place against a player who hasn't scored yet. Okay? Werner hasn't scored yet. He hasn't proven anything for Chelsea. You guys won't give him any dignity. This guy is 3-0 and he just wants one penalty. He's already won a penalty for you guys. You won't give him a penalty.
Disgrace.
This guy has literally been making everybody leaving their mouths open because of how good he is. And yet for Chelsea, he can't get a consistent run in the team.
By the way, they're saying that you're not redeeming yourself. By the way, so you've been failing at doing it. So
I'm not redeeming myself. I'm here to explain properly what I was trying to say. And even Pulisic, you guys are telling me Pulisic has had a fair chance at the team and a fair chance to be the player. Literally, Kai Havertz has just walked into this team, and I feel like he's gotten way more opportunities than some of these players I'm talking about ever got. And the only difference is that some of them Oh, okay. For Pulisic, he also got a.
Isn't Pulisic injured?
Wait, mates. Kai Havertz was a marquee signing. Of
Yes,
course, he's
Yes.
going to be a starter. What the hell are you on
But
about?
I'm now gonna
Pulisic
say
was the marquee signing. He didn't Pulisic got a chance. Yes, I understand, but he didn't get the chance that we thought he was gonna get. He had a long time on the bench, and he was having to fight with the amount to get a starting place. Am I lying? That's just a fact. And when he comes back, is he gonna be in the team?
No.
Is he?
But why? Okay, no, mate. Why shouldn't Kai Havertz go straight into as a starting spot when he was a big money signing?
Because he's a young player who hasn't proven himself at your team.
What the?
bro, he cost 80 million. Do you know what is 80 million? When he cost 80 million,
But
he
Pulisic,
broke into the team.
I'm ham.
Pulisic
You're
also cost
embarrassing
80
yourself
million.
right now.
He also didn't start. Wait. Did
Pulisic cost how much?
80 million.
56
About
million.
50.
You see this useless man. You see, mate, you said that you were trying to redeem yourself. At least come with facts.
Okay, it's 56.
So first of all, you're actually spouting lies and you want to redeem yourself. My friend, look at this guy, man. This guy's
currencies. I'm not too sure, man. Come on, just relax. I'm from South Africa. I'm not from Europe. One of the currencies is 80 million. Like, you don't have to act defensive, man.
This
Just
guy.
relax.
Hey, this
Just
guy.
relax. But anyway, 50 million is still a lot.
We love our African brothers here, man. Come on, man. What's it?
50 million is still a lot of money.
Look, I'm having you failed in redeeming yourself, but let's see whether you can redeem yourself on the next topic. But this was a failure.
Like,
this was a failure.
Tammy is your best player. That's all I'm gonna say. He's your most important.
And you're mad. You saying Tammy is the most important player shows that you sniff.
He is your most important player, and I hope Tammy leaves because you guys have treated him like trash.
I'm going to meet this guy. Let me meet this guy. This guy just keeps on talking, man. Thank you. God damn. So moving on very swiftly right now. So guy, anybody can jump in on this. Ancelotti, Everton. What are you guys saying? Are we going to see a special season with James and Ancelotti, or they'll end up being coming 7th to 8th when the season goes through?
I think they'll be about as good as Leicester last season.
All depends on Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin, I mean.
Calvert-Lewin. So you're saying that this depends on Calvert-Lewin?
Bro, I don't think he's going to keep this goal scoring up. So that's why they're going to go down. But if by some miracle, this guy, if Ancelotti gets this guy to win the Golden Boot, he's the best manager in the Premier League. I don't care if anyone says he's finished. If he gets this, well, I'm not going to call him a brick, but I've never rated. If he gets this guy to score
he's average. He's average.
I'm sorry, Ancelotti is the don't talk about Klopp, anyone else. Ancelotti is the best player developer because this guy, he looked hopeless to me. I thought he was a championship player, but if Ancelotti can do this, he's one of the best developers I've ever seen when it comes to developing players.
Yeah, but Ancelotti said that how he sees Inzaghi in him. That's how he's training him to be like. He said that how you don't really have to control the ball. That's why I say he sees him as his Inzaghi. That's what he said today.
But Inzaghi was special, man. That is some pretty high praise because Inzaghi was very special.
He was. But guys, how much goals? If it had VAR in Inzaghi days, how much goals will he have really? That guy used to live offside. Come on.
So my thing is, does anybody believe Ancelotti can get this guy's top 4? Because I think that's just being stupid.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Why not?
Yeah.
Guys, come on.
No. Why not?
Come on, guys. Let's get real.
He's competing with Lampard, Oli, and Arteta. 100%.
Hey, chill with Oli.
Arteta has 2 trophies.
He's a gangster, man. You gotta respect him, man. Under Chelsea,
no Everton.
the guys.
Wait. Let's briefly go around. So the question is, do you feel Ancelotti will get Everton top 4? Yes or no? Yes, yeah. It's a yes or no question. So let's keep it a very brief, very snappy. Yes, yeah. Yes or no? Everton top 4 this season?
No.
Stodge?
No.
Cassius?
No.
Damien?
No.
Let's see what this joker is going to say. I'm happy.
HH, why are you even asking? I already told you the guys with experience are gonna get the job done. Don't talk to me about Lampard, Arteta, and Oli. Okay, these guys are like, I don't know. These guys aren't gonna do anything. I
So
told
you're,
you that this is what's gonna happen. I already
so,
told you. I
so you're
already
saying,
predicted this.
so you're saying Everton are getting top four.
Yeah, exactly that.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Jamal, yes or no? Top four for Everton?
No, Everton will not finish top four. But I am Ham. Will Leicester finish in the top four as well? For I am Ham.
No. I've got
Okay,
Man
if he said Leicester, I say
Tottenham.
you need to take him off of
So
the street.
wait. So I'm Ham. What is your top four then?
Liverpool, Man City, Everton, Tottenham. And then you guys can fight for fifth, sixth, and seventh.
Ham,
This guy.
you're
Hater.
a sick creature. You're a sick
Just watch,
creature,
okay?
man.
You guys depend on Lampard. I'm just gonna laugh, okay? Like I
I'm
laugh
Ham,
at
you're
Oli.
done. You're done.
By the time Christmas, Everton will fall off.
This
They will
guy,
fall off
he
Christmas
talks
time.
so much nonsense, man. God damn.
Yeah.
Ahmad,
Everton will fall in Christmas.
Everton top four, yes or no?
Possibly. I'm not ruling it out.
Give me a yes or no. Yes or no.
Most likely.
Okay,
What?
that wasn't what I asked for, but fair enough.
And
Darren,
Arsenal too. Arsenal and everything.
What?
all
I
right.
don't think they'll get top four, but I think it'll be very tight. I think about 7 teams will be fighting for top four. Very tight.
Arsenal are gonna get second. Everything will get four.
Arsenal gonna
Second.
get what?
What?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
You guys are trolling, man.
Ahmad,
It's true.
what trash came out of your mouth? What the hell did you just say?
Arsenal are getting second, bro.
No. This is why this is a Saturday
What?
hangout.
Why do people
Wow.
always sniff and take
You
one
guys
for
not-
Saturday hangouts, man?
Bro, AJ,
Why?
you don't watch soccer. You don't watch soccer.
What? Did you just say soccer?
I'm trolling. I'm trolling.
Thank you. You better be trolling. Okay, guys, let's talk some CL, guys. Let's talk some CL. Man. So
Group H, man.
it came out. All right, let's. First off, let's come to an agreement of what is the group. Is it Group D or Group? I'm thinking Group B, Group D, or Group F. Group F, I think, is the most balanced group. So, which group is the danger group then? Which group is everyone saying is the danger group?
Group H.
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 Okay, first off, you realize that why am I getting a fucking echo? You realize that the best player for Leipzig called Timo Werner. He's not playing there anymore. So Leipzig are considerably weaker without Timo Werner in there. I don't know who Istanbul are. Shout out to Istanbul, lovely
have
place,
Robinho.
sexy woman, and what?
They have Robinho.
Which Robinho?
Robinho.
The Robinho.
Robinho.
You're joking.
I'm not lying. They
Didn't
won the
he
league
lie?
with Robinho. No cap.
You're
think he lied.
lying. I'm gonna Google this right now. You must be what? Robinho.
What happens if Robinho goes to Italy? Like if he has to play an Italian team?
Oh yeah, because he's isn't he done for some dodgy stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
No, I'm seeing I think he's a free agent right now, but I know he was playing there last season and they won the league. But I'm not sure. I think he left just recently.
Wow.
But I know they had Robinho. They had a good team.
Damn. Okay, so look, let's start with this then. So let's just start with which group do you think is going to be for you the most exciting group? So I'm going to start, and which is what I say my thing. I say Group D because I think Liverpool, Ajax, Atlanta, those are going to be all great games. And I think that Midtjylland are going to prove to be a tricky team. And Midtjylland, I think, could get an upset against either Atlanta or Ajax. So for me, I've got my eyes on Group D. You know, Said, what about you? Which group do you have your eyes on?
Group H. I mean, United's in Group H. Come on, I'll have my eyes on Group H.
Why? No,
Come
you don't
on,
have to.
man.
Be objective. Be objective. Because I didn't say group
Look,
A.
but the thing is, because everybody is underestimating Manchester United, that's why this group is so interesting. Because I believe we can beat Paris Saint Germain. I think we can beat them. So that's the thing. Paris Saint Germain has. I don't think they have ever been in a group like this where there's a possibility they could finish third. In my opinion,
Bro, you can't even beat Crystal Palace.
look. Trust me,
Said, come on, bro.
Manchester United, we are the serial underdogs. For some reason,
Wait.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer finds a way to beat the big teams.
Chill. Underdogs to win this group or underdogs to win the CL?
Underdogs in I guess every big team, to be honest. Like if you got because to be honest, if you look at Paris Saint Germain, we're definitely gonna be underdogs in that team in that game. That means that's gonna put pressure on Paris Saint Germain. And I'm telling you guys, Manchester United could beat Paris Saint Germain.
So side.
We could beat them twice. We could beat them home and away.
So side, you're telling me that Group H is the group that will be the most exciting, that will have the best matches.
I would tell you, there's going to be a possibility where PSG will have to fight on the last day to survive in the Champions League.
Ahead of Leipzig and Istanbul.
No, it's
what are you on about?
Because you have
bloody hell
it's a ranking though. It's a ranking though. Look, because if you finish third, you could drop down to Europa League. So that means there's only 2 spots.
How are PSG finishing third in this group? Are you on drugs?
There's a chance. Because all I'm saying is Man United is not finishing third. So that means there's going to be 2 guys to battle out in second.
Oh, okay,
I predict to get PSG.
Okay, side. Thanks. That's enough from me. That's enough from you. That's enough from you, man. Mr. Damien Perez, man. Which group do you think is going to be the most exciting?
I think it's going to be Group F. I think that Dortmund has to be careful.
Very balanced group.
I think Dortmund has to be very, very careful with Lazio and Zenit, and maybe Bruges, because Bruges last season did finish third ahead of Galatasaray.
Yeah.
They got a draw at the Bernabeu.
Yeah.
So like they're not an easy team to beat. So I think that's gonna be a group where it can go like either way. Like Zenit can finish
because I'm not putting money on Dortmund to make it out of that group, man. I'm not putting money on Dortmund because Lazio and Zenit could be very tricky for Dortmund, who I don't trust.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Darren, man, which group do you have your eyes on?
For me, the only one I can be truly interested in, obviously other than my own club, it's got to be Group G, man. Finally, Messi v Ronaldo. I just want to see that.
But you see, I said the group, not the match. The group, because we'll talk about Juve Barca.
For me, I look at every other group. I can see who's gonna finish top 2. So
okay, who's finishing top 2 in Group F?
Group F, Dortmund and Lazio.
Group A. What about Group A?
Group A, Bayern and Atletico.
Atletico's getting knocked out. I can predict
it. Okay,
relax. Salzburg, Lokomotiv.
I can see top 2s.
But Salzburg. But this is the thing with Atletico. They struggle against crap teams. I could just see them, and they're not beating Bayern.
I doubt they'll fall out of the top 2.
What about United?
United will be PSG and Man U. Maybe Leipzig, but I doubt it. For me, it's like it'll be an upset if those teams don't get through.
So no. Okay. So Dan, you're saying that Group G is going to be the most exciting group to watch.
Okay. For most exciting,
there's only one answer.
Probably Group A.
Group A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Group D is interesting though.
It's of course because I don't want you guys to give your opinions, but the answer is Group D. That is the most exciting group.
Yeah.
But look, it's your choice, man. Ahmad, which for you is going to be the most exciting group? The group to watch.
Group D.
So why, in particular? Expand.
Bro, Liverpool could go out in the first round.
Nah, it's not happening.
I wish.
How do you know? How do you know? How do you know?
I'll tell you why. Because Ajax have lost their best players, and you still need your best players to do something.
That doesn't
Atlanta,
mean jack. It's a
maybe
football. It's
wait,
just
wait, okay, let me
football. It doesn't
explain.
mean
Let me
jack.
explain. Let me explain. Let me say, Ajax, of course, they play a great brand of football, but with no Delict, no Ziyech, no Frankie De Jong, who are very key, they're not beating Liverpool twice or even once. Atalanta, great moving forward and everything, they just don't have the personnel. And Midtjylland, they're by easily the weakest team. So the games will be good, but as long as Mane and Salah are on that pitch, they will have the finishing that neither of those three teams will have, and that will be the difference.
HH, if Liverpool go out in the first round, you have to strip naked for this stream.
No, I won't strip naked, but I will say I was wrong. So there you go.
You what?
That's. I will say I was wrong if they go out in the first round. I'm not stripping for anyone. So relax, thank you. I'm not a freaking male stripper. So I am ham. I'm ham. I am so. I always love to hear your bomb ass thoughts. So what group is going to be the most exciting for you? Will have the most exciting matches? Which will be the most intriguing group?
For me, I like to focus on my own team, but I'm looking at Group H and Group B. To be honest,
I said one group. I said one group. Just give me one group.
Okay,
one group.
Group H. Okay, I think what's this team? Yeah, Istanbul Başakşehir. I think they should make a run for Europa, man. I think it's possible. All they need is to win at home and make some key draws, and they through, man. I can see it. RB Leipzig, PSG. They're going to the next round, so that just says it all.
What? You're saying we're finishing fourth? What?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Wait. So it's saying PSG and Leipzig to go through Group H.
Yeah, I mean Leipzig smacked what's it, Tottenham.
We're not Tottenham, bro. Come on.
Okay.
Man.
Okay. No. Fine.
Are you guys better than Tottenham?
Of course. We'll see tomorrow, though. We'll see tomorrow, right?
Wait. Look. You've spoken, Jamal. Which is going to be the most exciting group out of these groups? Then they'll have the best matches.
Yeah, for me, I'm not being biased, guys. It's just I feel that how Group D is gonna be the best because, guys, it's only attacking football in there. It's Liverpool, Atalanta, and Ajax. So the quality of football is gonna be very good. So for me, Group D will be the best group of all of the groups.
Okay. Where are we, Cassius? Where do you have your eyes at for the group with the most exciting group?
I think the most interesting will be between who finishes second between Ajax and Atalanta. But for me personally, I'm gonna have a good eye on Group B because I think the matchups there are very interesting. Because
Mönchengladbach can't be ignored, man. They can't be ignored.
And Shakhtar as well because
at home,
at home I think they can give some teams some problems. I mean, Real Madrid in the group stage are usually quite poor. Last year they lost 3-0 to PSG, and the year before, I think 2 years ago, they lost to Victoria Pilsen at home or something like that. CSKA Moscow, one of those teams, they lost 3-0 at home.
They lost to Club Brugge, and they lost to Club Brugge last year to Club Brugge.
No, they drew. They got like a last-minute winner to draw at home against the mighty Club Brugge. So yeah, I think that'll be an interesting group, especially with Inter Milan. I think Inter Milan should really be looking to come first so that they don't face one of the top seeded teams.
All right, and round us off, Stodgeman. Which group do you have your eyes on?
Yeah, there's a lot of good groups other than Group D. Obviously, I think there's 3 groups in here where some of the biggest teams could get knocked out. But I'm looking forward to Group H because I already can see what's coming in Group H. You don't come to the Champions Leagues with clowns like Maguire and Lindelof.
What?
Easy, relax, chill. Come on,
Bro.
respect.
Respect. Listen, HH. This is not
a convicted criminal. Respect a convicted criminal, please.
No, Bro, this is not the Europa League where you get arrested and thrown in prison against against criminals and
Wow.
convicts. This is the Champions League, and people are facing a fridge worth 85 million. And Lindelof, I'm sorry, they're getting absolutely smacked. And as for RB Leipzig, they've actually been doing very well, HH, and they got this new striker who's banging in goals. Hwang, they signed him. He's the one that did that skill on Van Dijk last year. They signed him from their parent.
And also, Nagelsmann is a very good coach. He's a very good coach.
Exactly, and we're comparing him to who? Oli. I mean, United's not serious.
I love it. I love it. I do. I can't
Bro.
wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, listen, stop playing the Europa League anthem. That's what you're waiting for.
Okay. We have Marcus Ballon-d'Or Rashford.
Wait,
Come on, man.
Okay, look, very quickly. Let me just hit a timestamp here. Very quickly. And just very brief. So I want this to be very quick. Don't spend so much time. Snappy. First and second. It may change, but first and second. So I will go, and to show you how snappy this is, I don't want you guys to spend so much time first and second. So Group A. So actually no. So Bayern. I'm going to say Bayern Atletico. You know what? I'm going out on a limb. I'm going to say Inter Milan, Real Madrid. Then I'm going to go with Man City, Marseille, Liverpool, Atalanta. So, as much as it pains me, I'm going to have to say Sevilla, Chelsea. Then I'm going to go with. Then I'm going to easy. Let me. I'm going to go with Lazio, Zenit. I think they'll screw up. Barcelona, Juventus, PSG, Leipzig. Yes, give it to me. Very quick, as quickly as I did it. Very straight. Don't dwell too long.
Yeah, Group A, Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid. Group B, Real Madrid, Inter Milan. Group C, Man City, Porto. Group D, Liverpool, Atalanta. Group E, Sevilla, Rennes.
Okay. Oh, fuck you. Carry on.
Group F, we have Lazio and Dortmund. Group G, we have Juventus, Barcelona. Group H, we have United, RB Leipzig.
Okay, Stodge.
What?
Stodge.
Group 1, Bayern, Salzburg. Group 2, Real Madrid, Borussia Mönchengladbach. Group C, Man City, Porto. Group D, Liverpool, Atlanta. Group E, Chelsea, Sevilla. Group F, Borussia Dortmund and Zenit St. Petersburg. Group G, Juve, Barcelona. And Group H, Paris Saint-Germain, Leipzig, Istanbul, Besiktas, and then finally Manchester United.
Cassius.
All right, for Group A, I'm going to say Bayern first, Atletico second. Group B, Inter Milan first, Real Madrid second. Group C, I'm going to say Manchester City first, Marseille second. Group D, I'm going to go with Liverpool and Atalanta. Group E, Sevilla first, Chelsea second. Group F, I'll say Dortmund and then Zenit St. Petersburg. Group G, Barcelona first, Juventus second, and Group H, PSG and RB Leipzig.
Similar to mine, very similar to mine. Damien.
I'm gonna go with Bayern and Atletico for Group A. Group B, I'm gonna go with Inter and Madrid. Well, we are Madrid. And Group C, I'm gonna go with City and Porto. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Porto. Group D, I'm going to go with Liverpool and Ajax. Group E, I'm going to go with Chelsea and Rennes. Group F, I'm going to go with Lazio and Zenit. Group G, I'm going to go with Barcelona and Juventus. Group H, I'm going to go with Paris and United.
Okay. Darren.
Yeah, Group A, Bayern, and then Atletico. Group B, Inter Milan, then Real Madrid. Group C, Man City, then Porto. Group D, Liverpool, then Atlanta. Group E, Chelsea, then Sevilla. Group F, Dortmund, and then Lazio, Group G, Juventus, then Barcelona, Group H, PSG, and then Man United.
All right. Ahmad.
What it do? Bayern, then Atleti, Real Madrid, then Inter, Man City, then Marseille, Ajax, then Atalanta, Sevilla,
Whoa. Carry on.
Sevilla, then Rennes,
Yes. Yes.
Dortmund, then Lazio, Cristiano, then Messi, PSG, then Man U,
Wait. PSG and who?
Man U, Manchester.
Okay. I'm Ham.
Huh.
I've got Bayern, then Locomotive, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Man City, then Porto, Liverpool, then Ajax, Sevilla, then Chelsea, Dortmund, then Lazio. No, wait, sorry, Lazio, then Dortmund. I actually think Barcelona, then Juventus, and then I think Paris, then RB.
Okay, and round us off, Jamal. Round us off.
Yeah, before I run this off, guys, Didier Drogba and Florence Beluda cheap for Chelsea to get the easy job.
And
How you could have two Chelsea players and they win it in
Yeah.
2012 too? Come on, guys.
Krasnodar.
That's true.
I see the
Krasnodar.
win. Anyway,
Krasnodar. Have some respect on Krasnodar. Carry on, please.
it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Group A, Bayern Munich, Atletico. Group B, Real Madrid, Inter. Group C, Manchester City and Marseille. Group D, Liverpool and Atalanta. Group E, Chelsea and Rennes. Group
Whoa.
F, Borussia Dortmund and Lazio. Group G, Juventus, Barcelona, and Group H, PSG and RB Leipzig.
And finally, at the buzzer, the undisputed man. Just very quickly, running down the list, just give us your first and second of each of the groups. First and second for each of the groups, running down.
Right. Bayern, then Atletico, Real, then Inter, City, then Marseille, Liverpool, then Atalanta, Sevilla first, Chelsea second, Dortmund, then Lazio, Barca, then Juve, and PSG, then Leipzig.
Okay. So, for our final topic of the night, it is what it is. They meet again. Juventus against Barcelona, Cristiano against Messi under very different circumstances. You know, they're not really at their peak of their powers, you would say, and their teams are looking very different. Now, if they were to play now or tomorrow, Barcelona would beat them.
Yep.
Because I just think that Barcelona are in much better shape than Juve are right now. But we still have quite a few weeks before they face each other. So how do you see those two games going? If you were to give even because it's hard to say this now, but look, just for argument's sake, because it is what it is, so we have to actually give a comment on it because things can change in so many weeks. But if you're just to sort of like look into the crystal ball, into the future, how would you see them faring in both of the games at Barcelona and at Juventus? Let me start first with the undisputed.
I think Barca will win, and I think the main problem with Juve is that Dybala and Cristiano don't work together. They don't. It's been 2 years now. Well, neither of them are actually like strikers, as in neither of them can hold up the ball. They both want the ball at their feet, and I think it just won't work. I think Dybala will leave, to be honest. By the end of the season, I think he'll be gone because it's not working with him and Cristiano. His overall game, basically. So I think Barca will win, both home and away.
Oh, shit.
Okay, maybe away will be a draw, but at home for sure. At home it will be like 2 or 3 goals. Away it will be a draw.
That's actually what I think. That's exactly what I thought. That's Barca will beat them at home, and it'll be like 1-1 or 2-2 in Turin. Damien, how do you see both of these games going?
I see us definitely beating them at home, like 2-0. But away, I think we'll get a we'll get a draw, and I I I, I think these two games are gonna be less than what people expect it to be. I don't think
In,
it's gonna
in,
be
in what sense? In what sense?
as like it'll be like two amazing games. I think it'll be very very cagey games. I don't expect it to be great, but yeah, I think people are just overhyping these two games. I don't think it's gonna be great.
Huh? But you feel that even in 2 3 weeks, you have more faith in Ronald Koeman and Barcelona than PLO and Juventus in terms of how they'll set their teams up.
Yeah, I have more faith in Koeman than a manager that got their coaching badge in like a week ago.
And he actually did, by the way. But it is what it is. Cassius, man, how do you see these games going, man?
Just spacing out, using the question that you asked, Damian Perez, who do I have more faith in, Koeman at Barcelona or Pirlo in Juventus? I definitely have more faith in Koeman because he's an experienced coach. I think it's clear what everyone can see what he wants to do.
Mm.
He has a defined system. Pirlo at first was a 3-5-2. That was his idea first game, and then now I think in the Roma game he played Kulusevski as like a right wing back or something.
Mm.
I know they had a sending off, but just the entire I don't know what
But
Pirlo is
but,
gonna do.
but let me throw this into you. Is that true? We don't know what Pele is going to do, but aren't you fearful that the defense isn't still sorted fully? Piqué and Longley still seem a bit shaky, and you still have the speed of Cristiano. So it couldn't that still prove to be an issue both at the Camp Nou, bigger pitch, and Juventus Stadium?
Juventus's defense is Chiellini, who's 37, Bonucci, who is a side chick. Alexandro, for the past couple seasons, has been poor. I mean, last season, he was poor every time I saw Juventus play. And their right back is Juan Cuadrado, who's one of my favorite players, but he's not a right back. So
Wait. But
whatever
Cassius,
you
I'll be real to you. True. Watch him at right back. He is very good at right back. Very good at right back. Shocking, but he's a very good right back. For a guy who that is not your strongest position, he's a very solid right back.
of course, like I said, he's one of my favorite players. But if you're gonna compare with Barca's back line, I mean, if Barca's back line is bad, Juve's is worse. So for me, I think Barcelona should win this, especially at home. I think the first matchup is in the Juventus Stadium, and the last one is on match day 6 at Camp Nou. So I think the one that is going to be the biggest game, the biggest spectacle is going to be um, October 28th, which is just a couple days before Ansu Fati's birthday. So maybe he can hit a record in a game that everyone's going to watch.
Okay, all right. Jamal, how do you see this whole thing, this Messi Cristiano bonanza going, man?
Yeah, for me, it will be a draw in both games. I see a 2-all at the Camp Nou, and I see a dead 0-0 at Juventus Stadium. Because,
Why?
guys, I don't mean to be rude, but Messi is 34 and Cristiano is 35, 36. I don't know what is the hype about these two guys. They are old and they are finished. And I'm watching the age of the two sides. I'm sorry, but guys, this could be a geriatric center. These guys are old. Because I'm seeing a set of 37, 34, Pjanic. Pjanic was from Juventus. He went to Barcelona now. I mean, I feel it's
Fatih
going to be,
17. Fatih 17 though.
yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it, though. So I feel it's going to be two draws, a 0-0 at Juventus Stadium and maybe a 2-all at Barcelona.
All right. Ahmad, how do you see this massive, huge encounter between these two guys going?
I mean, yo, whether you want to accept whether they're the goats or not, these guys have been at the top for 15 years, and like this is probably the last time we'll see them face off
Potentially, yeah.
against each other.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think I'm necessarily a Ronaldo fan or a Messi fan, but I prefer Ronaldo over Messi. But I think I'm just gonna watch more as a fan, and I'm just excited. Like I'm not like I don't think I'm not picking sides. I'm just excited, even though each age It's gonna say, "Oh, Cristiano fanboys, Messi fanboys." It doesn't matter, bro. Let's enjoy the game, HH. Appreciate the one whilst they're here, HH. Don't be a
Okay, but
nuisance. Don't be a
who
crackhead.
who do you think will edge it? Who do you think will edge it? I'll be a good boy. Who do you think will edge this game, Barca or how do you see both games going?
No, I think they both get a win. I don't think Cristiano's gonna go without getting a win against Messi in 2 games, like 180 minutes. I doubt that.
So,
So
okay,
I
so
think
how
they
do you
both
see
get a
both?
win.
So how do you see both games going? What do you see it's
Well,
happening?
I think one of them is gonna be very high scoring. I don't know which one exactly, but I feel like one of them is gonna be high scoring, and the other one I feel like is gonna be a 2-1. I think both sides are gonna score in both games. I just think Barca have a better overall team, and they obviously have a more experienced manager. But then Juventus have they can like some guys, some dudes said what's it called? Barca have a better backline. That's not true. Like what? Barca do not have a better backline. But either way, yeah, I just think that both teams will get a win, and yeah, that's it.
Um, Natsu says Cassius is Sean in disguise. He isn't because I know how Sean sounds and I know the kinds of things that Sean says, and Sean is a Messi fanboy from San Francisco. So, um, where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Darren, how do you see both of these games going? Barcelona and Juventus, man.
Yeah, so obviously you guys heard me say before how when you asked the question before, how I liked that group the most. Similar to what the last person said, it's gonna be like these guys' last few games that they'll be
Last
playing in the
dance.
Champions League. For me, I'm not sure if you guys know, but I'm more of the Messi type of guy. I prefer Messi, but I've said Juventus would finish up on top of that table. And I think both games, there will be goals. I know you lot mentioned about they're going to be old and stuff, but last I saw, these guys are still breaking records with their
Yeah,
goals, and
they're still producing. They're
they're
still
still the
producing.
main parts of their teams. You know what I mean? So for me, I feel like Ronaldo will be the one that will really push and really exert himself really hard for these type of games. He wants to be on top. He wants to cement his name as I am that guy above things. So for me, he's gonna put everything in those games. So I think it'll be interesting. And I think Messi, though he's the quieter type, I think he'll show that fight back as well. And hopefully the teams don't crumble like how Barcelona did against Bayern. Champions League, that was fucking atrocious. But I think they will both fight, and I think they will be interesting games. Everyone will be tuned in, no matter how people are saying this isn't that. Everyone will be tuned into them 2 games. So yeah, I think for me, I think Juventus will probably. I think they'll win both. They will both win.
Mm.
One win on home, the other. Both will win their home games basically.
Home games. Okay.
I think Juventus will probably.
So but who do you think will come out on top, Messi or Cristiano? Who do you think will perform the best out of the 2 games?
I think it'll be like one will be the star of one, and then the other will be the star of the other.
Okay.
I
Very
genuinely think.
diplomatic answer. All right. BD Core, Juventus against Barcelona. How do you see both of these games going? How do you see the whole Messi Cristiano thing going in the 2 games?
Hello, HH. What's going on, man?
Yeah,
So what I
everything's
want to
fine, man.
say is, Juventus is in a better state than Barcelona. I believe Juventus will win this game. I believe Juventus will come out victorious. I believe Juventus have a better squad than Barcelona does. I still think that Pirlo's done. A lot of people is really downgrading Pirlo, but I think Pirlo is a really good manager. Like you guys really
It's only been
have
early
to keep.
days though. It's been very early days before we can judge him
It's
though.
it's early it's early days, but they're playing better football than what they were playing with Mauricio Sarri. Let's be honest here. Like they're playing way better football. And the way they're playing, I'm not saying that Juventus is gonna win everything and so forth, but they can beat Barcelona. Like Barcelona is not that good. They're not that strong. Defensively, they still have the same weak players such as PK, Sergio Roberto, who's not a natural
But
fullback.
they've been good so far in the 2 games they've played. They've been good so far.
They've been good so far because you know why? Let me tell you why. Okay. The reason why is they haven't had a tough competitor. Tomorrow they're gonna play Sevilla. That's a tough competitor. They're gonna give them a game tomorrow because I expect Sevilla to really at least give them a tough game and at least like not allow so much space. With a 4-2-3-1, it works for Barcelona, but you also have to.
But to me, what's going to happen in these games, man? In these 2 games, what's going to happen in these two games?
Barcelona versus Juventus
Yeah.
and Barcelona Sevilla, right?
No, Barcelona against Juventus. We're doing Champions League. What's going to happen when they face each other in the Champions League in both games? What's going to happen?
Cristiano Ronaldo is going to show who's boss. He's always been the king. He's the king of UCL. And time again, I know you hate him sometimes, but hey, man, this is his time to show people that even with this Juventus team that is weak and this Barcelona team that's weak, the best weak team is Juventus. Juventus have a better team. I know they're going through a lot of things, but I think Juventus will go down victorious. You know, and Arthur can show the naysayers. Yeah.
Okay. Jamal, how do you see these 2 games going, man? Mr. Jamal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Barcelona.
think. Yeah, I already answered.
Oh, sorry. You already answered. Okay. I am Ham. How do you see these 2 games going, Barcelona and Juventus?
Well, I think for these 2 teams, they can. I don't think they're gonna be. I think they're gonna share it. I think it's either gonna be two draws, 2 goal draws, or it's gonna be each team's gonna win at home. I think that it depends on the first match. If the team that's playing home is probably gonna, if they win, then I think the other team's gonna win at home. But I think that in the group that Barcelona is gonna score more. So I think they're gonna come first and Juve is gonna come second. But I like how Juve is playing at the moment. I think they're doing much better than under Sarri. I think they're doing much better because I see a lot of experimentation and I see a lot of energy in the team. And I don't know. Someone said Ronaldo can't hold up the ball. I don't know what the hell he's smoking. But
so who do you think will perform better out of the 2 of them in the 2 games, Messi
the
or
2 of
Cristiano?
them. I think Messi just might get benched. He might get benched at halftime, or he might get benched for the whole entire game. I think.
Okay. Yes, it's Said, man. How do you see these 2 games going, bro?
First thing first, let's just come out and say it. We just finally got El Clasico back. Finally, it's been a while. Ever since Cristiano Ronaldo left Real Madrid, he took El Clasico with him. Finally, we have El Clasico, Messi versus Ronaldo.
No. El Clasico is Real Madrid against Barcelona, not Messi against Cristiano.
That's like the. Come on, let's be real. That's a fake version. This is a real version. Cristiano versus Messi.
No. It's you kids that have trying to change the definition, bro. So carry
on. Anyways, so now that we have El Clasico back, I feel like it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be. I feel like they're gonna be home in a way. So Barcelona's gonna win at home. Juventus is gonna win away. But I'm telling you, it's gonna be one of the best 2 matches we probably will see for a very, very long time.
Who comes out on top between Messi and Cristiano in both of the games? Who will we see that now? This guy played the best in the 2 games.
Wow. So this is how I see it going. I see. This is the first game at Juve's home.
Yes, because match day 6 is at Camp Nou.
So I can definitely see it's going to end probably in 2-1. Probably 2 goals going to score by Ronaldo. Ronaldo's going to score one of his signature headers. He's going to do the whole celebration like this, and then Messi's going to be pissed. And when they come back to Catalonia, Messi's going to do that celebration where he holds his shirt Yeah, and he's gonna score. So he's gonna score the last minute goal to win it at 3-2. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing.
Well, look, as a neutral, I am hoping for a great game. Okay, I have no beef against these two lovely people. I just want a great game. Storch, round us off, man. How do you
Stop that
how,
cap. Stop that cap.
Yeah,
Storch,
this is.
how do you see these two games going, and how do you think Messi and Cristiano will perform?
I think I could see this becoming very toxic. All these Messi and fanboy debates, and we all know it's coming on Twitter. They're gonna. It was great.
No. Storch, wait. I am not going anywhere near Twitter when this match happens. I'm doing a Twitter blackout, whiteout when this match happens. I'm not. Both of these fanboys on that night. It'll be horrible. It'll be horrible.
And I'll tell you how this is gonna go. I've actually had a vision. First game, it's gonna be a draw. Second game, and I think this is gonna mean more to Ronaldo. So around the 85th minute, Dybala, he beats what's his name? That French defender.
Longley.
Crosses it in. Ronaldo runs past PK, taps it in 2 yards from 2 yards, runs to the touchline, jumps in the air, and the score is 3-1 to Barcelona. And meanwhile, they're losing 3-1. That's exactly what this. I know, this guy Christina. That's the type of stuff he would do. Losing 3-1, but he would jump in the air and celebrate.
This is the same man. Look, see, Storch, why did you bring me into this? This is the same man in 2014. It's 3-1. It's 3-1. Why did you have to take off your shirt after scoring a penalty to make it 4-1?
Yeah, that was mad.
Mate, it's even without your goal, it was going to be 3-1, and you scored a penalty.
AJ,
And it's like if it was the end of the world.
You have to show Kim Kardashian his abs, bro.
Hey,
Wait,
you gotta rub the
it's-
salt in the wound, you know.
No, he's not. But he's already married, man. He's already married.
Yeah, exactly, HH. And then what's going to happen is, he's lost the game 3-1, but all the Ronaldo fanboys going to be like, Messi didn't score, Ronaldo scored. Goats! So that's how it's going to go.
Why y'all hating? Y'all haters.
I despise those fanboys, man. I hate them with every fiber in my being. It's, for me, it's like I cannot wait. Seriously, the day that these two guys retire,
Hey,
I'm doing
Will
a
be the
5-hour
best.
stream.
It would be a sad day,
stream.
bro.
No,
Come on,
guys.
guys.
I'm doing a 5-hour
HH,
stream.
Ronaldo's gonna have a 6-pack forever. Stop hating.
Mute yourself, you prick.
Hey, shit, be honest though, for real.
No. But see, my thing about this is this. This just shows you how fake people are. I am worried about Liverpool, PSG, maybe Bayern. Who's going to win the trophy? But why is the headline? Oh, who's going to get one over between Bas?
Yep.
Who cares? It's the group stage. Neither of these teams are even in the conversation for winning the trophy. We've gotten so sick right now that the biggest story is see and Messi doing his thing. Whereas I know, what about who's going to win the whole trophy? How far are they going to get? So, look, man, as I said again, all I want is a great match. But I believe, you see, things could change. But as of right now, I say Barcelona win the game at the Camp Nou. And I'm looking at like a 1-1 or 2-2 draw in Juventus Stadium. But Cristiano's Cristiano. See, this is what I've always said. Messi has never cared about this rivalry. He never has. Messi just wants to be with his family, do his own thing, live in his own comfort zone, his own bubble, and that's it. Cristiano has always cared about this rivalry because him and Machine keep on obsessing about this dude. And I think for Messi, it's like, I don't care. I'm rich.
Nah, I feel like it's the other way around. Because Messi picked up the microphone for a reason. Because he saw Cristiano Ronaldo winning 3 in a row. He's like, yeah, I got to win a Champions League.
I'm
bringing it back.
You know, before the game starts, that Ronaldo's going to do an interview and he's going to be like, "I'm the best player ever, better than Messi." He always does it. It's like a script he has. Any interview he goes in, he has to mention how he's better than Messi.
What do you want him to say?
You got a Euro.
Bro, you want him to say that Messi's better?
No, but he doesn't have to keep on mentioning it. But he always
that's the thing.
Messi, let's not act like reporters not asking, bro.
Yeah.
No. But I think even when they ask the question to Messi, he's never cared. That's the thing. Messi has never cared about this rivalry. All he wants is just another champion.
I feel like I don't know.
Wait. Put it this way: Messi is more obsessed with getting another Champions League, whereas Cristiano is more obsessed with people viewing him as being better than Messi. So Cristiano is like, man, we have this rivalry that we're doing. Messi has never cared about the rivalry.
Bro,
He's
only
never
gonna hold him
cared.
accountable, bro. Bro, how come Messi still hasn't delivered the Champions League after he promised? You keep your word, man. He doesn't have balls, man. Come on.
No. That's a different discussion. I'm saying that Messi, the man Lionel Messi, has never cared about this rivalry.
I feel like
He's
that's
never
that's
cared about
not
it.
true.
I think
I don't think
AJ,
that's
he
true. I
does.
don't
He
think
does.
Because you know why?
They both
Why?
do.
Why are you saying these things?
No. Because see, I can tell just by their personalities. Messi's obsession is I want to win something with Argentina. I want another Champions League. That is his obsession. Cristiano's obsession is I want to win more Ballon d'Ors and I want to be seen. I want history to say that I was better than
HH, I think
Messi,
you're getting
which
this
is
all
never gonna
wrong.
happen.
I think you're getting this all wrong. Ronaldo is Batman. Messi is Superman. It's just gonna happen, okay? It's just gonna happen.
Can I ask
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what if Messi can't even speak, can't do anything. What all
AJ,
that matters is that these two guys are gonna be put against each other. And
and that's fine, but because they're both international flops.
saying Messi doesn't but saying Messi doesn't care about the rivalry is basically saying Messi doesn't care about his career because his whole entire career has been him being a foil for Ronaldo. Ronaldo came first. That's just facts. Ronaldo came first.
But
Ronaldo came first. He was the foil.
But
Messi is the foil for Ronaldo.
The fact of the matter is, this is what I believe. Messi, from a guy coming from Argentina, South America, and so forth, in his mind, he knows he's the better player. So he's like, there is no rivalry. Because from how he grew up understanding football and so forth, he knows that, yeah, of course I'm the better player. Like, there's no thingy there. So, like, you can put the records and everything. He knows that from how football is seen and viewed in South America and Argentina, he's the better player because he just
he's the
plays
more
the game
talented.
better.
He's the more talented. Is he the greater player though? If you put all the accomplishments together, is he the greater player though?
But I'm telling you that Messi, his focus isn't what Cristiano is doing. His focus is I want to win for Argentina.
But what he hasn't done for Argentina though? What has he done?
That is
Nothing.
the thing. No.
Ronaldo carried a Euro. Portuguese
He's not
Wait, guys.
that he's done anything with Argentina. You're not listening.
You would have buried those penalties.
No. Listen to what I'm saying.
Has Messi ever
wait,
publicly said,
listen to
"I
what
am
I'm
the
saying, guys.
best"?
Listen to what I'm saying. Messi does not care about what Cristiano is doing. Messi's own thing is what I need to do as an individual, which is that I need to win something for Argentina. I want at least one more Champions League. That has always been his thing because of Messi's personality. Messi isn't a confrontational, I want to choose. No, but Cristiano is a guy like chip on the shoulder. I want to prove myself, push myself hard and everything. And he buys into the whole rivalry thing and really wants to say, no, yeah, I'm better. I want to prove that I'm better. Messi, he never has. I'm like, it is what it is. Like
his name is Laessi. Just to remind
HH, I don't understand what you're saying.
Wait, let me do this.
It's almost like you're saying that Messi is living in a bubble.
His name is Laessi. His name is Laessi.
Wait, so from Nata says that, why do you have it as a topic if you don't skate? Well, I never mentioned that I don't skate. I don't skate, true. But the topic is Juve against Barcelona. And obviously Messi and Cristiano, because that is a narrative in there. But really the topic is Juve Barcelona. Because those are two big teams in there that have these players who have done great things with regards to their consistency. But
I have a question.
Go for it.
Why can't you appreciate them? And what do they have to do? If both of them, what do they have to do for you to consider them the greatest? Is a World Cup sufficient? Just a World Cup from both of them. Just a World Cup. Based on everything.
No. Okay, let me answer. It's World Cup, and you have to at least be the best player at a World Cup. Neither player has either delivered a World Cup or been the best player at a World Cup.
Was Zidane ever the best player at the World Cup?
What?
What if
Was Zidane ever the best player at a World Cup? Zidane.
Based on what? But put it this way: based on the fact that he scored 2 goals in a World Cup final against Brazil, that makes it up for everything. Because for me, to do that in a World Cup final against Brazil,
That was rigged.
that's enough.
That game was
HH,
rigged.
you just
But
talking,
what
man.
about
I have a
what
question. I
about
have a
for
question.
when?
Can I
What
ask you a
about for
question,
when?
HH? Sorry.
What about for when Messi?
Can I ask you a question, HH?
Wait,
Okay, you go.
okay, sorry,
You go.
okay. BD then down. Okay, BD call.
Okay, my question is, so you don't consider AFCON, Euros, Copa America prestigious award, like the World Cup? Is that
The
what you're
World Cup is
telling
the
me?
biggest trophy for football. Nothing is
Yeah,
bigger
World
than the
Cup's
World
the
Cup.
biggest. Yeah.
Okay.
And I
So
was
what are you
gonna
saying,
say,
Darren?
so you said you don't consider if that player has to be like the best in that tournament as well, right? The World Cup where Argentina got to the final, and I think after Germany won it, I think Messi did Messi win like
Which was a farce. Everyone knew that was a farce. Like I told you, I've watched every game of every single World Cup pretty much since '94. So I watched every single game of 2014. The best player was Robin. If not Robin, it was Neuer. If not Neuer, it was Lam. Messi didn't show up in the semis or in the final.
even
He
Muller,
literally didn't show up in those 2 games.
HH,
Okay, sorry, Stodge.
yeah, HH, I've seen your football debates, right, where you compare players. The real debate is that I think you should really look at is Gerd Muller versus Cristiano Ronaldo, and you'd be surprised.
Surprised in terms of what?
Like if you were to weigh them up player by player, trophy by trophy, how similar they are.
bro, it's different generations. We should stop comparing people from different eras, bro. It doesn't make
Oh,
sense.
but come on, it's fun. No, it's fun. Then where's the fun in? Then there's no fun
Oh
in
wait,
doing that
wait,
because
wait. So it's only fun and
Gedmola has a Euros, a CL,
World Cup,
a World
top scorer
Cup.
in all of them. Ballon d'Or, Champions Leagues.
I dare you, HH, I
Top
dare
scorer
you.
at a World Cup.
Exactly.
I dare you, HH. I dare you. I dare you to say he's better than Cristiano. I dare you, HH.
Look, man, they're both goal scorers.
Scored in
Both the goal
every
scorers.
major final. Scored in every major final.
What happened to the eye test, HH? Have you ever seen this guy, Gerd Muller?
Guys, I mean, Storch, you
I
shouldn't have
test.
said that.
I test.
Storch, you shouldn't have said that, man. You shouldn't
I
have
test.
brought that up, man.
I
You shouldn't have
test.
said. Look, guys, look, man. I literally actually have to even get up to tomorrow for work, man. So, guys, it's been swell. It's been good. Like the vid, subscribe, do all that lovely stuff, and we will see you guys tomorrow for the Sunday Hangouts, where we may have to revisit this whole Javi PLO debate because some very scandalous things were said on Twitter. So we will revisit that
Is
on
is
tomorrow. So
tomorrow
guys,
an open hangout?
I'll think about it, guys. Peace out.
Okay.
Stay true. Stay real.
True.
And
Have a
stay
good day,
lovely.
AJ.
Peace.
Have a great day.